What's going on, YouTube? How y'all doing today? How everybody doing on this good Sunday? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if y'all can hear me, please. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I gotta get this worked out. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. YouTube and Falcons family. There we go. We are back like we never left. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And today's discussion, what's on the ballot today? Michael Penix Jr. versus the quarterback market. That's the question. So this goes down to the question for the regime. We all know that this regime did not draft Michael Penix. This regime inherited that decision of keeping Michael Penix Jr. as the franchise quarterback, which means they may want to evaluate the quarterback position themselves. Now, that doesn't mean they don't believe in Michael Penix Jr. It just means they might want competition in the room because great organizations don't assume answers, they prove answers. And that's where the veteran quarterback market becomes interesting. So, we know what we got. Let's talk about our man, our guy, Michael Penix Jr. He he brings a lot to the table as a quarterback. Elite anticipation throws, the ability to attack layer defenses, calm presence in the pocket, and one of the best deep balls we've seen in college football. But there are also legitimate questions. Michael Penix primarily played shotgun in college, and his injury history is something teams always monitor. None of that means he can't succeed, but it does mean, but what it do means, the Falcons may want to make sure they have the right support around him, which could mean bringing in a veteran quarterback. Shout out to D. Sloan, Silk Legacy, Bernard Contrail. Thank y'all for coming into the show. It's a good one. And that gets us into the quarterback competition. These are some of the quarterbacks who I believe could come in and possibly provide competition for Michael Penix Jr. Whether he is healthy or not, we can have a solid backup or somebody who come in and give us starting numbers. So today's conversation will primarily be about the quarterback market and what the competition could look like for the Atlanta Falcons. So we got Kyler Murray. We're going to be talking about Russell Wilson. We're going to be talking about Jimmy Garoppolo, Carson Wentz, Joe Flacco, Tua, and we're just going to see. I only went with the veteran options because I don't see this organization bringing in a young quarterback like a Malik Willis to come in for Michael Penix Jr. Because bringing in somebody like Malik Willis, that's clearly showing you don't believe in Michael Penix Jr., in my opinion. And there are some real quarterbacks, there are some real good quarterbacks out there on the market, and we're going to get into it. First up, Kyler Murray. This When it comes to Kyler Murray, it's half and half. You have some people they're like, yes, they want him in Atlanta. You have some fans they like, no, they don't want Kyler Murray in Atlanta. Kyler Murray is the most fascinating name on the list. The former #1 overall pick, a dynamic dual threat quarterback, explosive playmaker. Now there have been rumors that Arizona could move on from him, and if that happens, Kyler Murray will already be owed money by the Arizona Cardinals. So we could possibly get Kyler Murray to come to Atlanta on a vet minimum deal. Now I understand people have been talking about the clauses in this previous contract with Arizona to where he had to have a clause to not play the video game all day, learn how to read defenses, understand the NFL playbook and things of that sort. But I feel like with this coaching staff that we have, we could possibly have that veteran leadership because this is, as I stated before, you have to build a team for the quarterback and around the quarterback. And I feel as with Kyler Murray being the #1 overall pick for this team, they were trying to cater to him. And I feel like in doing that, that's what got Cliff Kingsbury fired. That's what got their former head coach Gannon fired, their former GM Kine fired. So I feel like maybe coming here with an opportunity to prove itself on a 1-year prover deal, being able to play with Bijan, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and depending on the health of Michael Penix, that's an awesome quarterback competition because at the end of the day, you're only paying Kyler Murray a vet minimum deal. And this will also give him an opportunity to revamp his career. Like, yes, he has have a lot of down years, only one playoff game. But the difference between bringing in Kyler Murray versus to a Kirk Cousins is we don't have to give him $100 million contract. We don't even have to give him a $50 million contract or a $20 million contract because most of his money will be coming from the Arizona Cardinals. So once again, Kyler Murray could possibly come to Atlanta on the team friendly deal. Now the question would be, could we convince Kyler Murray to come to Atlanta versus a Minnesota, a New York Jets, a Pittsburgh Steelers? In my opinion, the biggest toss-up could be Minnesota, but it would still be some type of comeback quarterback competition because he would be going up against JJ McCarthy. Next up on the ballot, Jimmy G. Currently, right now, the backup for the Los Angeles Rams. Kind of up there in years, but he has been a starter before. He has played efficient football before. Jimmy G is known as the system quarterback. As I stated, he can operate efficiently and structure offenses. He makes quick decisions. He's good in the play action game. He's good in timeouts. He has been a part of winning teams, and he's comfortable in offensive systems similar to what we plan to run in Atlanta. Now, the question is, bringing in Jimmy G, we know bringing in Jimmy G will not be long term. We understand that bringing in a quarterback like Jimmy G could possibly help Michael Penix. This is another competition quarterback. This is also a quarterback who we're not looking for Jimmy G to play 2, 3 years in Atlanta. We're only looking for Jimmy G to play if Michael Penix isn't healthy coming into training camp and ready for OTAs, or if we need him to come in if Michael Penix goes down with another injury, God forbid, knock on wood. But this is in insurance policy without breaking the bank and without breaking the confidence of Michael Penix. With bringing in somebody like Kyler Murray, I feel like, yes, that is solid competition, but I feel like bringing in somebody of his caliber, a former #1 overall quarterback, who some had, like, yes, he has injury, but could really have a revamp in this type of offense. Yes, that could probably hinder or bring out the dog in Michael Penix as well. But I feel like a Jimmy G, a Carson Wentz, Joe Flacco, yes, that's going to bring out the dog in Penix, but that's not going to necessarily say, oh, yeah, we're finished. We're through with Michael Penix Jr. That comes up to my next quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. Now, I can understand the reason why some would say they would want Tua and why some would say they wouldn't want Tua because of the injuries. But this is an interesting possibility if he is released by the Miami Dolphins. Because if Tua is released by the Miami Dolphins, we can have two left-handed quarterbacks. Yes, I understand the injury history, but if we can solidify the offensive line and possibly convince Tua to wear a guardian cap, he thrives in the rhythm-based offense. He can get the ball out quickly. We will have a running game to support Tua. This is almost just like Penix, a strong thrower, the deep ball thrower. The only thing we're worried about when it comes to Tua is the durability. But it could work. It could really possibly work. So the question is, would the Atlanta Falcons want two left-handed quarterbacks? I mean, if you did have two left-handed quarterbacks, the transition could be seamless for when Michael Penix Jr. does come back. But let's say you don't want two left-handed quarterbacks. Let's say you want to keep the trend and go with the rumors and bring in the old man, Joe Flacco. Now, this is one I have been hearing about so much. The possibility of Joe Flacco in Atlanta. Now, how could this work? Well, Joe Flacco does have a good relationship with Kevin Stefanski. He has a familiarity with the offense and the scheme. He brings in experience. He brings in the leadership. Joe Flacco will bring in everything we were hoping we were going to obtain with Kirk Cousins. We will get with Joe Flacco. And just like I stated with Jimmy G, bringing in a quarterback like Joe Flacco, we're not looking for him to be long term. We're looking for Joe Flacco to come in and be a bridge quarterback and to also provide leadership for Michael Penix Jr. to show him the ropes, to help him grow, to possibly continue to be on scope and be on path to become the franchise quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. As of lately, the free agency period, tampering period starts tomorrow, and the Joe Flacco to Atlanta has been heating up. Could it could it be a possibility? Well, I have two more choices that could possibly be a quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. And these are two curveballs, two veterans who I feel fits the scheme and once again will be a bridge quarterback in the category of Joe Flacco and Jimmy G outside of the Tua and the Kyler Murray. Because I feel like with Tua and Kyler Murray, if they both succeed, why would we let them walk? This will almost be like the Minnesota Vikings and Sam Darnold. You had a hell of a season and you didn't retain him. You let him walk and he went and won a Super Bowl. So at least if we can bring them in maybe on a 1 year, 2 year deal, since they're getting money from their old teams, we can retain them for a vet minimum. If they do good, trade them away to get some type of compensation. But I do not understand bringing them in here for just 1 year and not having control over the future. That's just my opinion. Next up, my first wild card, Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz currently right now is the backup for the Minnesota Vikings. He's a veteran. He understands the grind. Former high pick for the Philadelphia Eagles. Went through some injury battles. Super Bowl champion. He didn't win a Super Bowl, but he's still a Super Bowl champion. But I feel like coming here, you can give him a resurgence. Big arm, aggressive mentality, but the inconsistency has followed him since he left Philly. But once again, this is a situation. If Michael Penix Jr. is ready to go in OTAs heading into training camp, you have solid competition. All of these quarterbacks that I'm listing, if Michael Penix is healthy, I feel like he can beat them all out. But I'm also looking at it from a non-Falcons fan. If Michael Penix Jr. isn't ready to go week one, we have insurance policies on this team. And every quarterback that I'm describing today, even if we sign him for 1 year, that 1 year can give Michael Penix Jr. enough time to be healthy. And we can still give him his 5th year option because currently, like, his cap hit is not that much. So we can afford to, if we have to, sit Michael Penix Jr. for 2026. But I'm also saying, as I stated, if Michael Penix Jr. is ready to go with no TAs and training camp, you let it rip. You let the competition go because I feel like any quarterback we bring in here, Michael Penix Jr. can beat out. My last quarterback up to discussion, Russell Wilson. Last year played for the New York Giants. The Russell Wilson situation, we're bringing him here, gave us the blueprint on how we can get somebody like Tua, Kyler Murray, possibly even Geno Smith. Now, Russell Wilson, this is why I put him last because I know it's a long shot that we can get Russell Wilson in Atlanta outside of football. But I feel like fitting in the system, a mentor for a young quarterback, Russell Wilson could work. And this is another one of those quarterbacks who can be a backup insurance policy. He's a former Super Bowl champion. Yeah, I understand the leaves and the boom. But there were some times that Russell Wilson had some good seasons in Seattle. Yeah, I know it didn't work out in Denver as planned. The New York Giants was really him just being a bridge for Jackson Dart. But we can also have him be a bridge here in Atlanta if Michael Penix Jr. isn't ready. Yeah, I understand people would say, well, what about Jacoby Brissett or Teddy Bridgewater or Jameis Winston? I don't see those guys coming in here. And if Michael Penix Jr. isn't ready, carrying this team to still winning football. The quarterbacks I'm bringing in today, the quarterbacks I'm discussing today, if Michael Penix Jr. is not ready, these quarterbacks can still come in and produce a 10-win season. We're looking for winning football. We're not looking for a bridge quarterback. Oh, we finna go through season 9 of losing. No. Since we brought in a head coach who done went through 13 quarterbacks, he could bring in a quarterback if Michael Penix Jr. is not ready to still compete and put winning football on the field week in and week out. Do I really think Russell Wilson would come to Atlanta? No. Could it happen? Possibly. But I really feel like there should be the Falcons organization should definitely look into Kyler Murray because even if we have him for 1 year, we do not need Kyler Murray to come into Atlanta and be the mobile superstar that he was in Arizona. We need him to come in here, play complementary football to the weapons that we have, and it could work because this team is not built around Kyler Murray. This team that I feel like under the direction of Ian Cunningham, Matt Ryan, and Kevin Stefanski, they are building a team for a quarterback. In stating, if you have a comparable quarterback who can come in and do the job, you can get some wins. What is the Michael Penix pressure meter? Regardless of who Atlanta brings in, the pressure on Michael Penix Jr. is real because when you're drafted to be the future of the franchise, expectations follow. There are three levels to that pressure. Low pressure, developmental year, meaning that they understand that Michael Penix Jr. is coming back from injury. And they understand bringing in somebody like Joe Flacco, Carson Wentz, Jimmy G, Russell Wilson. They still believe in Michael Penix Jr. to come in, take the job, and be ready to go. The medium pressure, prove you belong. This is where I say a signing like Kyler Murray, Tua, Jimmy G, because all three of these guys, especially the first two, could come in and bring competition. And if successful, I don't see the Atlanta Falcons being like the Minnesota Vikings and allowing the quarterback to walk out the door a la Sam Darnold. You went 14-3 and you allow him to walk, and the following season he won the Super Bowl. High pressure, franchise expectations, meaning that you were the number 8 overall pick. If you can't beat out all of these guys who we brought in here to challenge you to be quarterback, you do not need to be the quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons. And if saying that, what if the Falcons go the route of the Indianapolis Colts and Anthony Richardson, the young man, and say, hey, you can go find a trade to where you want to go? Because knowing in 2027, they will have their first round draft pick back and they can go get a first round draft pick. And who's just to say they don't see a quarterback in this draft who they like? Yes, I understand some would say, well, this quarterback class, this is one of the worst quarterback classes ever. But you have a lot of older and proven quarterbacks, the Carson Becks, the Drew Aller. I'm not even talking about Mendoza, the Garrett Nussmeyers. Yes, I understand these aren't the flashy quarterbacks, but they all have proven that they can play good complementary ball. If we can get off the fact of we got to have a superstar quarterback that can have the biggest arm, or we want him to be the best mobile quarterback since Mike Vick, and just understand with this scheme, it's not going to be exciting as it used to be, but it's going to be football. What we all been waiting on, the way it was with Matt Ryan, the way it was in the Dirty Bird era, the way it was during the Grits Blitz era. Tough, hard nose, run it down your throat, football. But it gets us to our decision. What should the Atlanta Falcons do? What if Michael Penix comes in and he's ready to ball? No matter who we bring in here at quarterback, he beats him out, take the job, do what he's supposed to do, franchise quarterback. That's the wish. That's the hope for Michael Penix Jr. to come in here and take the job, to shut up all the naysayers and to handle business, to do everything that needs to be done. Get under center, play action, rely on your weapons and not on your talent. You don't have to be the anchor for the team, but you need to steer it in the right direction, as in what I'm saying. The second path, the veteran quarterback. So what if one of these quarterbacks come in here and do beat out Michael Penix? Do we still move away from Michael Penix, or do we just allow this quarterback who has success to continue? That's as I was stating. I feel any veteran quarterback we bring in here, any guy on this list, we should give him a 2-year deal. Maybe not Russell Wilson, but it still depends. What if he comes in here and ball out? I don't want us to. We're trying to move away from being one of the laughing stocks in the NFL. And I feel like if we bring in one of these veteran quarterbacks and it works, and we let them walk away for nothing, it's going to put us back in the same thing that we was doing. You thought they made fun of the Minnesota Vikings for the Sam Darnold? For some reason, the media always wants to take a jab at Atlanta. If we did something like this, it would be 10 times worse. So I hope the front office, the coaching staff, they understand the big picture. Because if Michael Penix doesn't work, if the veteran bridge quarterback doesn't work, then maybe we have to reset the whole quarterback room. Maybe we do have to draft a quarterback this year or bring in a quarterback that's undrafted. But looking at to 2027 as a year that we bring in our franchise quarterback. 2026 is a big year, not just for the Falcons, but for the quarterback room. As you can see, a lot of teams have just been dropping players, whether they're O linemen, linebackers, running backs, all across the board, because this draft is deep in depth. But for the quarterback class, it's not that deep. I understand, well, why did I do a slide on Malik Willis? Me honest, I don't see Malik Willis coming to Atlanta. I see him going to possibly Arizona, Miami, the New York Jets before coming to Atlanta. Why didn't I talk about Kenny Pickett or Geno Smith, Jameis Winston? I don't see those guys as viable competition to come in here and to push Michael Penix. Because at the end of the day, the competition we're bringing in here is to push and to teach Michael Penix Jr. Geno Smith, maybe. But I don't see Geno Smith above the quarterbacks that I listed earlier. But the story has really just begun. Because the future of the Atlanta Falcons quarterback position is still being written. Maybe Michael Penix Jr. becomes the guy. My wishes. Maybe a veteran bridge quarterback comes in and takes the reins. Or maybe, or just maybe, the Falcons feel like they need to go draft another quarterback. But one thing is certain, the next chapter of Falcons football is about to begin. Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. Do you think Michael Penix Jr. should be handed the starting job? Or should the Falcons bring in real competition? I'm going to drop the link in the chat field to come in and say what you have to say. The link has been posted in the chat. Come on up. All right, B Dub. But yeah, all right, B Dub, I got you, bro. But yeah, with free agency literally hours away, the legal tampering period hours away, what should our Atlanta Falcons do? Who? I'm not going to say what, because I know another quarterback is coming in here. The question is who? What type of quarterback do the Falcons bring in to bring competition for Michael Penix and to possibly lead this team if Michael Penix isn't ready? Kyler Murray, former number one overall pick. Yes, he had some down years with injuries. We understand he had some causes in his previous contract. But we have to put everything on the table. Is it Kyler Murray? Is it Tua? Left-handed quarterback we can have. The transition to bring Penix back will be flawless. But once again, what if it clicks with Penix? I mean, what if it clicks with Kyler or Tua? Do you really just allow them to come in here for one season and walk away? How would you, as Falcons fans, feel? Let's say Kyler Murray or Tua or any one of these quarterbacks, the big three, Kyler, Tua, Jimmy G. If one of those three quarterbacks came in here and gave us a 10 plus win season, gave us the division, took us to the playoffs, took us to the NFC Championship, the same thing that Sam Darnold did for the Minnesota Vikings. Would you just allow him to walk in one season? I feel like you have to give him a 2-year deal. You bring in the quarterback competition because that 1 year you give Michael Penix time to be healthy. And if the front office believes that Michael Penix Jr. is their franchise quarterback, I could see them doing that. But just like the Minnesota Vikings, they thought J.J. McCarthy was their franchise quarterback and he got hurt again. And now they're looking at the same thing they were looking at since Kirk Cousins left. Who would be their quarterback? We have been in quarterback purgatory since Matt Ryan left. Do we have a franchise quarterback in Michael Penix Jr.? In my opinion, I believe in Michael Penix Jr. I believe that he can be the future. I always stated he is Matt Ryan and Michael Vick combined into one quarterback. Everything that we love about those two quarterbacks, we got in one. He just needs the right coaching. No more 1 year, 2 year coaches. Bring in some veteran coaching to get this young man in the right direction that he needs to be. Kyler, could Kyler Murray come to Atlanta and revamp his career? He surely can. Tua, outside of the concussions, can he come to Atlanta and revamp his career? Yes. Jimmy G, Carson Wentz, Joe Flacco, Russell Wilson, because this regime is building a team for the quarterback, not just one type of quarterback. Oh, you got to have a big arm. Oh, we got to keep you in the pistol. No, we're building this team for a quarterback. Yes, Joe Flacco could play a role as a mentor, but what if Joe Flacco balls out? That's my question. What will the Falcons do when they are in that predicament? If any one of these six quarterbacks who I described today came in here and gave us a Sam Darnold year as the way he did in Minnesota, what should the front office do? That's my question. So that goes to this offseason. Any quarterback we bring in here, should we sign him to a 1 year deal or a 2 year deal just to hold control? Because if we feel Michael Penix is the guy, we can trade away that quarterback the next season. Or if we feel like that quarterback is the future, we could possibly trade away Michael Penix. Because if Kyler Murray comes in here and he is Kyler Murray, #1 overall draft pick Kyler Murray, who is supposed to be Kyler Murray, and his offense just takes off like a rocket, why would you let him leave? Savannah Swag, I agree. He say Flacco is only here to hold it down. He is too old to do a 2 year deal. Right, but we've seen this NFL. Who we got coming up in here? B Dub, about whatever. What's going on, my brother? Huh. But yeah, my question is, what the? Because if we bring in Joe Flacco, yes, I understand Joe Flacco is old. But just look at what Cleveland did. They brought Joe Flacco in. He played 5 games. Then he got traded to Cincinnati. My whole question is, if any one of these quarterbacks come in, because we have the team, we have the talent, just like Minnesota, for a quarterback to come in here and run this show. If they come in here and have success, are you just going to let them walk away in free agency after 1 year? Yes, I understand we can get Kyler Murray on the vet minimum for 1 season, but we actually can do it for 2 seasons because he's owed so much money from the Arizona Cardinals.
Honestly, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Mike check good.
First off, let me wipe my feet on the rug and say what's up, man, to you and
What's
to the
going on,
chat.
my brother?
Shit, we're alive. That means we still in the fight.
That right, that right.
First off, me personally, it's gonna sound controversial and a lot of people ain't gonna like it. I would just go and draft the quarterback. Like, Penix is not that guy. Like, that's if you want my opinion. Penix ain't it. Like, he's not it.
So, are you saying to draft the quarterback in this draft class or in
Played two
2027 draft class? Because the next year draft class is supposed to be way better than this year's draft class when it comes to the quarterbacks.
call try to bring what's the little kid who everybody outcast, Jackson Dort? I'd bring him in. We
No, you
only
talking
want
about
you here
no,
for a
you
year.
talking about Kenny Pickett.
No. I live in
Because
Pittsburgh. I seen him play.
Jackson Dart in New York.
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. That New York quarterback. Motherfuckers say he trash anyways. I would just bring him in. I'm only want you for a year. Like,
But
you get
why
what I'm
bring a
saying?
young quarterback? But like trading for a young quarterback, like that's my whole thing. I don't see this regime trading for a quarterback unless they feel like that quarterback can come in and take the job from Michael Penix. You're not going to waste a draft pick or any type of compensation to bring in somebody for 1 year. I feel
But,
like that was the mistakes of the last regime, the
bro,
Jonnu Smith, the Matthew Judon trades. You traded away draft capital for 1 season and got nothing in return.
listen.
So
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
so I feel like if they trade for a quarterback, people keep saying Mac Jones or something like that. If we're trading for Mac Jones, we're saying that okay, we believe that Mac Jones can come in and take this job and be the future.
I ain't played organized football in 10 plus years. They could hire me for 50,000 and I would look better than Penix. And that's just
My,
keeping it all the way a buck.
but
All right.
if we keeping it a buck, just look at Michael Penix stats before he got hurt. The young boy was on trajectory to ball out. The boy was on path for 4,000 yards.
When I
If we
look at
keeping it a buck, if we keeping it a buck before he went down in week 9,
when I
he
look at
has the numbers.
the miles on the motor in my car, I projected to be good for another 50,000 miles with 200,000 on it. But that projection don't mean shit. What you're supposed like what your trajectory is don't mean shit. My truck is projected to make it another 5 years because you put 10,000 on it a year. But nigga, it's at 250,000 miles. The odds say it's not gonna make it another 5 years.
It
So I
could
don't care what I
if you
don't care
take
what
care of
he
it the
was.
right way.
I don't care what he was projected to do. I just care about what you doing. See, that's the problem with a lot of fans. Like, and this is like this in every city, every town. People look at shit based on potential. When I go and look to find a wife, I'm not picking her to be my wife because she's gonna potentially give me head winning wherever I want it and be good. I'm marrying her because she's done these things. She is doing these things. I don't care about what you're gonna do
That
or
was my
what you
next statement
did.
right
I
there.
care about what you're doing.
Where Savannah Swag just said Penix needs coaching, which he didn't get from Raw, and that was my statement earlier. You had too many 1 year and 2 year coaches in here trying to coach this young man, and y'all felt like he was so mature that when given a job, he was just going to come in and take over the job. This coaching
Uh,
staff we got now, we got coaches. We got coaches who done did this job at least 5 years. We got all these coaches have been a quarterback coach. They all been an offensive coordinator. So I feel like you got all this experience around this young man. That's why I'm saying, no, out of all of these quarterbacks, what if Michael Penix when it's yes, because I don't say we're not bringing in a quarterback. I feel we are bringing in a quarterback, but I feel like Michael Penix can beat out any one of these quarterbacks on this list.
I don't believe so, bro. Like, look, the best ability at anything on this earth is availability.
That's what I'm saying.
You
If
could
he's
be,
available
you
to
could
go at the
be,
start of training camp and the start of OTAs when it's time to ramp shit up, no matter if we brought in one of these quarterbacks, which we should anyway, it should be a quarterback competition. But even if it's a quarterback competition, I don't see any one of these quarterbacks beating out Michael Penix. If Michael
that's if
Penix
you
is
go get somebody like
100%,
Tua. If you go get
if
somebody like Tua, Kyler Murray, or any of the
even
other names that niggas been
even
throwing
them,
out there, they're
even them,
trash. Penix
if
is
Michael
supposed to be
Penix,
able to beat them.
if Michael Penix, I don't care who we bring in here. If Michael Penix is 100% ready to go, we can go trade for Mac Jones. We can go get Brock Purdy. We can go get. I don't see them beating Michael Penix. That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah,
I understand we're going to bring in one of these quarterbacks just in case Michael Penix ain't ready. But I'm saying if Michael Penix is ready to go, ain't none of these quarterbacks gonna taste that starting job. It's gonna be a good backup, a good, cheap, affordable backup.
what I'm saying is this. I hear you. What I'm saying is this. Who is all the name the names you just said again?
The quarterbacks I talked about today was Kyler Murray, Tua,
Trash, super trash. Who
Jimmy
else?
G, Joe
Super
Flacco,
trash,
Carson Wentz, Russell
trash,
Wilson. There ain't
trash.
no other quarterbacks on the market. That's a free agent. Geno Smith is about to probably be released by the Raiders.
But
We're
look
not
at who
bringing
you're.
Kirk Cousins back.
Listen, what I'm saying though, Georgia Techs. Look at who you're comparing them to. If he can't beat out any of them fucking guys, he don't need to be in the fucking NFL. They're all
Facts.
lucky they're still in the NFL.
I agree.
So listen what I'm saying.
So
That's
we
not
saying
a
the
high
same
bar.
thing.
That's
We
not a
saying the
high
same
bar.
thing. But even if we draft a quarterback in this draft class, what quarterback in this draft class if Michael Penix Jr. is 100% is better than Michael Penix Jr. Not even for Fernando Mendoza better than Michael Penix Jr. 100%.
Pick a name out the hat, and they're all better than Michael Penix Jr. Pick a name.
Oh no, because Carson Beck ain't better than Michael Penix Jr.
I'll take Carson Beck over Mike Penix. You know why? Because Carson Beck is going to show up from week 1 to week 17. And he's going to play every game
We don't
uninterrupted.
know that. We don't know that. He ain't
We
play
got
every
his
game at
history.
Georgia.
Listen to what I'm saying. I don't watch Georgia football, so I don't know if he did or didn't get hurt in college. But all of them.
So how you gonna say he gonna play all the games if you ain't watch him play in college?
Has he been hurt in the NFL?
He ain't been to the NFL.
Carson Beck ain't played in the NFL?
No, Carson Beck in the draft this year.
Bro, I swear I thought he came out a year and a half ago, like damn near 2 years.
No, bro, you talking about Stetson Bennett.
All right. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm a real nigga, bro. I can admit it. Like, I'm wrong.
For sure. Players fuck up from time to time. But yeah. But yeah, like to be honest, next year's draft class, if you want to bring in some real serious competition from the drafting quarterback aspect, then it got to be 2027. This year, unless you feel like you can groom a quarterback to challenge Michael Penix Jr. in this draft class, I don't see us wasting the draft pick on the quarterback. Even if it's Ty Simpson, Carson Beck, Trinidad Chambliss, Drew Aller, Garrett Nussmeier, yes, they all can be groomed to be a franchise quarterback. But even if you're grooming you, if he does that, we're going to be in the same situation they were in Cleveland. I feel like if you bring in a young quarterback, even if you draft a young quarterback, you're signaling to Michael Penix Jr., hey, that's it.
As it should be. Honestly, if you want my honest opinion, we should have never fucking took him in the first place.
But he was good though. That's the whole point. He was good though. See, people going off the injury aspect. The man was healthy for 3 years before he got hurt. That's the
3
whole
years
point.
out of 5 ain't good, my guy.
It don't matter. Just like you said, the best ability is availability. The man was available for 3 years straight. Then he had a part. It ain't like he tore his full ACL. It was a partial tear. And at this time in his life, he got the money to go to the best doctors that money can buy. Like people just looking at it from a one side of glass half empty. You got to look at the whole big picture. Before he got hurt, the man wasn't supposed to play until this season coming up anyway. Before he got hurt, the man had one of the best statistical years in college football since Patrick Mahomes. Like, let's not just say, oh man, he was a bad quarterback. Every quarterback who is out there, every big team in the last 2 years, really in the last 4, even at Indiana, he beat Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Texas. The only teams he ain't beat was Georgia and Alabama.
Well, I mean,
So we can't sit here and say, oh, Michael Penix is just a trash ass quarterback and he ain't this and he ain't that. When the young man showed us, I'm a dog. I came back from 4 injuries and still got drafted in the top 10. And I wasn't even supposed to play, but my former head coach had his head up his ass and was being a dumbass. And instead of sitting Kirk Cousins and handling business, he said, you know what, Kirk Cousins, you're done because my feelings hurt and that you lied to me instead of handling business. So guess what he did? Kirk Cousins, you will not start another game in Atlanta. And he fucked up the progression of Michael Penix Jr. And now this is why we in the predicament we are in today.
I'm honestly, I don't look at Ohio State, Michigan, or Penn State as good football teams. Like,
you can't say that. No, you can't say that.
I'm saying
you can't say that.
I'm saying it, and I'm basing it on this. Who the fuck does Ohio State play outside of Michigan? Nobody. Who does Michigan play outside of Ohio State? Nobody.
That was the whole point of adding Oregon.
Nobody.
That was the whole point of adding Oregon, USC, Washington, and all those teams to the Big Ten. That's why it ain't no more Pac-10.
Oregon ain't no fucking body either.
Have you been watching college football the last 5 years? Bro, Oregon is a top 10 school. What are you saying?
Bro, who does Oregon play? Before they got moved out to whatever conference they in now, who did they play?
They played USC. That was the whole point of them going to the Big Ten. So fighting your own argument.
All right, so listen what I'm saying. So the Big Ten now, it's only 3 teams. Ooh, no, you really playing nobody. The Big Ten is Michigan, Ohio State, and now Oregon.
Oregon, USC, Washington. See, you must ain't been watching college football because at least for the last 3 years, Oregon been number 1.
What I'm saying is this, bro. You want me to give niggas props you want me to give high schoolers props for going out and beating up on fucking elementary school kids. No, bro, like that's what you're supposed to do. If they score any fucking points on you, I'm really looking at you sideways. USC and Oregon used to play in the Pac-12 or whatever that conference, that trash ass conference is out there. They was the only 2 teams in that joint. Michigan and Ohio State was the only two teams in theirs, and Penn State is the only team in there. Like, bro, they don't play no fucking ball.
Penn State is in the Big Ten. That's why they moved them all together. You're fighting your own argument, bro. That's why they put them all in one conference, because they wasn't playing no competition, because they're trying to make the Big Ten like the SEC. And then all of the other teams in the Pac-12, they went to the Big 12. So they're down there with Baylor, Texas Tech, Iowa State. They're all in the Big 12 now. The only teams that didn't join the Big 10 or the Big 12 was Cal and Stanford. They joined the ACC primarily for basketball and academics.
So these niggas, they not playing nobody, bro. Like, it's like the AFC, I want to say East, that is.
So if you're gonna say they not playing nobody, is you gonna say that Georgia and Bama playing? If you gonna say that, are you gonna say that Bama and Georgia not playing nobody? Because the only good teams in the SEC that really be making noises is Georgia, Bama, and now Texas. So what is you saying? Like, if that's the case,
SEC,
then
the SEC is the NFL of college football. The two don't even compute. They don't even compare. That's literally the NFL of college. The worst team the worst team in the SEC, if you took them out and you put them up there with Michigan and all them, nigga, they would run that shit and nobody else would fucking probably win a game. It's just they only
Alabama just lost to Indiana, bro. What did you say? Alabama just lost to Indiana.
If you took I would say, me personally, I would say Kentucky or Tennessee is the weakest team in the SEC.
No.
If you took them out and you put them, no, that's my opinion, bro. Just let me drive my car while I'm headed real quick. If you took Tennessee, Kentucky, Ole Miss, who I consider to be the three weakest teams in the SEC, if you took them and you put them over there in the Pac-12 when Oregon and them, they'd have fucking ran that division, and nobody would be saying shit about Oregon. Hell, they probably win that shit undefeated. If you took one of them and you put them up there with Michigan and Ohio State, they would run that shit hands down, and probably nobody else will win it.
It's funny you said that, because those teams lost to Ohio State and Indiana these past 2 seasons. That's what I'm saying. Really, in the last 3, because Ohio State and Michigan won the national championship, and Indiana since the last SEC team won. That's what I'm saying. Silk Legacy, what's going on, my brother?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Doing all right on this good Sunday, brother. How about yourself?
Man, I'm just trying to get back healthy and everything, but I'm doing all right. Let me tell you right quick. I agree with you about your list, but I want to add 2 more players to that list.
Okay.
Now, this been going around. I mean, I know you heard this, but I'm okay. I'm gonna take 2 from you and add 2. I keep Flacco. I keep Jimmy G. But I'll add Stetson Bennett, and I will add Troy Beckman.
Okay, you go backup quarterback for the Bears.
Right.
Okay. Tyler Badgett.
Yeah, Tyler Badgett. I get name this all the time. I believe them 4. Well, you already picked Flacco. You already picked Jimmy G. I think they're good by themselves. But I think Stetson Bennett and Troy.
Okay.
I think they'd be good to come in and ride and you give Penix competition. I'm not saying.
So why you think Stetson Bennett will be a good fit?
Stetson Bennett, he's like, how you say that? He's that underdog. He's hungry. I mean, he's just ready to come in, and whatever you say about him negative, he's ready to prove that you're wrong. And then what we need when the quarterback. Okay, he remind me. What the quarterback uh for Tampa Bay?
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield always been the underdog, and that was just been remind me of. He gonna get you there. I mean, he's very accurate. He's very headstrong, and that's the mailman. and
Okay. And then
I
going to the scheme that we're going to, it kind of fit where he was running in Georgia. So yeah, I can
yep,
see where you're
yeah.
going there. Okay, so why the Tyler Badgen? Why do you think that Tyler Badgen would be a good fit here?
Cause I think he fit the scheme too. I mean, cause he very accurate. He know the he know the he like going to his tight ends, and he can read the defense real good. I mean, when I seen him in the short scene I saw me in, he just don't throw the ball at anybody. He take his time. He read the room.
Okay,
And
so
and go ahead.
in saying that, if Michael Penix is 100% healthy, ready to go in training camp, no matter which one of these quarterbacks we bring in, do you think they can beat out Michael Penix Jr. for the starting job?
He's about to get in, so I gotta get it
Mm. I think he'll have a problem with Jimmy G and Stetson Bennett. And the reason I said Jimmy, because Jimmy, everybody might count Jimmy out, but Jimmy's a bad quarterback now.
You're
I
absolutely
agree.
right. Jimmy
But
G is a bad quarterback. Like
but
bad.
No. I'm talking about bad and good.
but
That man,
I'm saying 100% healthy.
Yeah.
No matter which one of these quarterbacks we bring in, I don't see them beating out Michael Penix. If it's a quarterback competition going into OTAs, mini camp, training camp, headed into the season, I don't see. And Michael Penix Jr. has been participating, ready to go 100%, learning the scheme and everything like that. I don't see one of these quarterbacks beating them out. That's why I wouldn't mind bringing in a Kyler or Tua for vet minimum, because that's just insurance. I wouldn't mind bringing in a Jimmy G or Joe Flacco or Carson Wentz for 1 year, 4 million or something like that. I'm cool with that because that's a good backup quarterback. That's a good insurance policy for a just in case. But if we're being honest, what's up?
Check this out. You might got the strength, arm strength and everything, accuracy, but Stetson and Troy, they bring a little bit more.
Ain't neither one of them better than Michael Penix, Stetson Bennett, or Tyler Badgen. Ain't no way. Ain't no way possible you could put Stetson Bennett and Tyler Badgen in the scheme and way he did in Washington and say that they gonna produce the same way. Ain't no way.
No, the reason they gonna look at them different than Michael, they'll do a quarterback. That's the only way they're gonna look at it different.
man.
Even Tyler.
Look, it's few quarterbacks out there, right? Who I wouldn't bring near the fucking state of Georgia unless they was on the away team coming to play us. It's that bum ass nigga Jimmy G, that bum ass nigga Tua Tagovailoa.
I get you on that one.
Shit, Jimmy G is worse than Tua. That bum ass nigga Marcus Mariota. Like, these niggas is all trash, bro. Like,
yeah,
it's a
but the
reason
whole
why
thing about Tua, but the whole thing, people say Tua trash, but the only reason people saying Tua trash is the concussions. Prior to the concussions, the boy was balling in Miami. We can't sit here and say he wasn't being an efficient quarterback in Miami. Like, we gotta look at this scope as the same with Kyler Murray prior to injuries. Like, we gotta sit here and be honest. If it was not for the injuries, the same thing for Michael Penix. If he wasn't injured, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But since he's coming into the season injured, we got to look at it like,
hey, TXBOI, speak for yourself, because I didn't want Michael Penix when they got leaked that we went up there to Washington to go see him throw the fucking ball in the rain. I didn't want him before it got leaked. Just like the boy Kyle Pitts. I'm a Florida Gators fan. Just like the boy Anthony Richardson. I knew they was gonna be trash. I knew all three of these motherfuckers was gonna be trash before they came out. Like,
but if we're looking at Kyle Pitts as a tight end and stop the fourth overall pick crap, he been doing what a tight end is supposed to do. We can't sit here and say he ain't been playing like a tight end. Like, yes, I understand the fourth overall pick. He's supposed to be a unicorn. He's supposed to have 1,000 yards. If we get off that mindset and understand that Kyle Pitts is a tight end in the NFL, how many tight ends in the NFL is getting 1,000 yards year in and year out?
Not many.
Exactly.
Listen, right? This nigga played 5 years, got 1,000-yard season, and in those 5 years, I don't even think he got 10 fucking touchdowns.
But 5 years, he got tied in.
Now,
let that sink in. You played 5 years. That's a 2 touchdown per year average, my nigga.
Okay, so was you saying the same thing about Julio Jones? Was you saying the same thing about Julio Jones? He was getting all these yards and wasn't getting all these touchdowns.
Listen, I didn't want Julio. Listen, I didn't want Julio in Atlanta for different reasons. Like, the reason I didn't want Julio in Atlanta was because we got robbed without a fucking gun to get him. So I don't look at that as a like comparison.
But you gotta understand, we really gotta sit here. We really gotta sit here and stop looking at the scope from one eye and blocking the other. And we really gotta be honest. What quarterback have we had in here for Kyle Pitts to give anybody the production that they've been wanting?
Every quarterback. Let's
just keep it above.
This is the NFL. This is the NFL, my nigga. If you
okay, hold on. Okay, I'm glad you said that. First year, 1,000 yards with an MVP Hall of Fame quarterback. Second year, he got hurt. Third year, coming back from injury. These last 2 years, looking at Kyle Pitts as a tight end, Kyle Pitts is doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. So we can't sit here and say, well, okay, so you trying to tell me that on all those running plays, Kyle Pitts was not in there blocking? On all the running plays we did all season. Like, bro, stop it.
A tight end is an extension of the offensive line. He's basically essentially supposed to be a blocker.
Has our work. So okay, I'm glad you said that. So has our run game been horrible? So since Kyle Pitts been in Atlanta, has our running game been bad? Since he is an extension of the offensive line, have we had a horrible running game since Kyle Pitts been here? Since you said that statement?
No.
Exactly. So don't say Kyle Pitts is bad at blocking and he's an extension of the offensive line if we ain't had no bad run game. You just said that. You just said all of those statements. You said Kyle Pitts was bad at blocking. You said that the tight end is an extension of the offensive line.
No, I didn't. No, I said exactly verbatim what I said is a tight end, Kyle Pitts. I don't know where you got that from. A tight end is supposed to be an extension of the run game. That's
exactly what he said.
That's exactly what I said. Because don't Kyle Pitts play tight end?
Yeah, I need to start thinking about him as a wide receiver. Exactly. He's not a wide receiver.
No, he said that. I said because Kyle Pitts at Florida, because I'm a Florida Gators fan. I watch a lot of Florida Gators football. I knew him and Anthony Richardson was going to be trash because Kyle Pitts at Florida, the same problem that he has in the NFL, has been lingering since college. Nigga, you can't block. It's the same exact problem. We have had good running games here in Atlanta, but that ain't got shit to do with fucking Kyle Pitts. If you put nobody over there on that side of the line,
but they didn't want him to back
completely, our run game is still gonna be good. Nigga, we had Tyler Algier, and then we got Bijan Robinson. Our run game was gonna be nice regardless.
But they didn't want him to block in college.
But the run game was nice when we had Cordell Patterson and Mike Davis too. And Kyle Pitts was the tight end. That's what I'm saying.
Listen to what I'm saying. Cordell Patterson was a good running back before Kyle Pitts got in the fucking in Atlanta at all. Our run game ain't missed the beat. Our run game actually got better with Tyler Algier
and block for itself.
Bijan Robinson. That ain't got shit to do with Pitts holding up and blocking nobody on the offensive line. Nigga, they was going that
for itself. But you mean Cordell come block for itself?
The offensive line, that's the offensive line's job. The block is primarily the right tackle if you're running strong side.
But look, and the tight end.
And then when you account that we had, I forget what his name is, the one tight end who was nothing but a block.
Don't disrespect the tight end. Just say you hate Kyle. Just say that. So that's the tight end job to block. And Kyle has been blocking. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you good. But it's back to the conversation. Which one of these quarterbacks should we bring in here?
I said, well, what everybody else thinking, I think I'm gonna be Flacco. I think I'm gonna be Flacco.
He's made improvements, showing that he's trying to get better at it. But nigga, don't holler at me when you've been trash at blocking for 10 years and then you come out and be a decent blocker 1 year. Like, dog, so what am I supposed to do with this other 9 years over here? Like, those don't count because we just want to focus.
That man ain't been on 9
when you was so.
But he going off college and the NFL. He just saying yeah. But I understand what you're saying, but we also got to put in the account that we had bad coaching here as well.
We ain't had bad coaching, but for 2 years, 3 years.
What about doing the Marcus Smith years?
Yeah, I added one of those years plus the 2 with Raheem. I accounted for that. I didn't account for both of Arthur Smith's years. His first year, our offensive scheme was pretty damn good. Tyler Algier ran in his rookie year for 1,000 yards. And then the next year, we go and get another running back. Like, that was the problem. Like, I don't understand that shit.
Because you got to remember, Tyler Algier wasn't the number one option. Tyler Algier was a 5th-round pick. Mike Davis got hurt. Cordell Patterson got hurt. So they had to go get another weapon for the offense. That was the whole point of going to go get Bijan.
Exactly. Can I do a sidebar real quick?
What's up?
Didn't last year a team did free agency and hired one of the teammates back at 12:01 in the morning?
Say that again.
Then people started laughing.
Hey, if y'all got something playing in the background, try to cut it down, please.
Okay. I said, then some team last year started hiring their teammates back at 12:01 midnight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I just want to make sure it wasn't me.
But really, in free agency, you can talk to your players who you re-sign, and you can talk to them, and you can talk to their agents during the free agency period for the re-sign. You just can't talk to outside players until the free agency period is started, but you can talk to their agents. You can't just talk to the players, the free agent players directly. That's how we got in trouble with Kirk Cousins. When Kirk Cousins told that we were setting up hotel accommodations and flights and all that, you can't do that. You can't talk to the players until the actual league year start. That's why we lost those draft picks.
So we can find out tonight or early tomorrow that some of my teammates are coming back.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We could find out at any moment. Drake getting an extension. Kyle Pitts got a new contract. We re-signed Tyler Algier. We re-signed Caden Ellis. We restructure somebody, or D offers coming back. We could find any of that out now. To tomorrow, we can start figure out where teams gonna sign with if players done sign with a different team starting tomorrow.
Okay, okay. I
That's
know
why
November last year.
tomorrow we releasing Kirk Cousins in the legal tampering period to give him time to go look and
Going
talk to
find somewhere
teams
else.
without being part of the actual league year and getting that money in 2027.
Yeah, I believe he's going to the Jets. Oh,
But
no,
yeah,
not the Jets.
like
I think he's going to the Raiders. I mean,
yeah, I can see Kirk probably going to the Raiders, Minnesota. I could see Malik Willis going to the Cardinals, the
yeah,
Dolphins, or the Jets. I can
yeah.
see
I feel more at the Cardinals.
I
like
was thinking that too. He's going to the Cards. Malik.
yeah, and I'm saying that because of it's the same offense because you got he's going from one little floor to the other little floor, so it's still that same Shanahan, Sean McVay type of scheme, or he's going to the Dolphins because their GM and their head coach both came from Green Bay.
I could see what's his name? The little midget dude, Kyler Murray. That's
Yeah,
why I got him going to Miami. That's why I
mm,
got him going. Either
yeah,
there,
I can see him going to Miami,
either
Minnesota.
there or the Oakland.
No, I don't see him going to Oakland because they're gonna take Fernando Mendoza #1 overall. So I don't see them taking like they gonna take an older quarterback if they gonna roll with a quarterback. Like they gonna like we might be in competition with them for Joe Flacco, Jimmy G, Carson Wentz, like those type of quarterbacks to come in and just basically mentor the young quarterback, show him the ropes type shit. I can even see Kirk Cousins going to the Raiders.
I could see us picking up the Philadelphia reject quarterback. What's his name? Wentz. Dude who
Yeah.
got hurt his MVP.
I,
I could see us getting him.
oh yeah.
I don't
And
I think I'm gonna be Flacco because he got connection with Stefanski, and they've been talking about it too a lot. He either gonna be Baggett. I hope I saying the name right, or Flacco.
yeah, I don't see us trading for no quarterback unless the Bears gonna take like a fifth, sixth, seven round pick. But I don't see us wasting no draft capital. The way that Ian Cunningham's describing draft picks, I don't see us wasting the draft pick unless and then I don't see no player that we can trade for Tyler Badgett.
Oh, there's some players we can trade for now.
But they all gonna be is all gonna be a overcompensation. If we going player for player, the players on our team who we gonna trade for him, they gonna be worth more than trading for him. Especially coming in it to be because it still go back to that point. If Michael Penix Jr. is healthy, then you just wasted a draft pick.
Man, we wasted a draft pick taking him to begin with. I
But
would take
I just thought
I
what
would
he
take
said.
that day 3 or day 4, like 4th, 5th round quarterback. Pick and just picking the name out the hat to come play quarterback. We only want you for a year. You're literally only gonna be here for a year.
but why waste a draft pick on a quarterback for 1 year? That's what I'm
Because
saying.
we're gonna end up because if we don't get a quarterback this year, then we're gonna be drafting the quarterback high as hell next year.
But so basically what
I
you're
would just
saying,
get it
you
now,
don't want to see what we got in Michael Penix. You're through with Michael
bro.
Penix. You ready
Penix
to
is
go
done.
on to the next quarterback.
Yeah, bro, he's done.
Okay.
He's cool.
Okay.
Wait a
Okay.
minute.
Okay.
What about
Okay.
draft?
That was my whole point of this show today. I want to know is
What about
it
draft?
Michael Penix's job to lose, or are you completely done with Michael Penix? Do you feel like the franchise is done with Michael Penix and they're already looking in the new direction, whether it's a short-term quarterback or in the draft?
Just think of it like this: who in this building had whose quarterback is Penix? Nobody in the building. That's why you're gone. We're done with you. We gambled. We rolled the dice. We wasted the first round pick. All right, cool. Fuck it. Trade you off with that pick, or if we could finesse a nigga, because it's always somebody out there thirsty as hell to get a quarterback. Somebody like Cleveland, who gonna be on the quarterback carousel for the next 10 years. If you want to dump a bad quarterback, Cleveland, the Jets.
But okay, so going for Falcons fans, okay, what do we do? Trade off Michael Penix. Then it's a slap in the face, and we got another Brett Favre situation. Well, Brett Favre don't know how to practice. He can't stay healthy. He like partying. He drank too much. He ain't got the work ethic. Boom, boom, boom. Then he went up to Green Bay, and boom.
Only way they get rid of Penix if there's an injury that if he's worse than he is.
Bernard Cartrell had a good question. He asks, "Are you saying that for injury or talent when talking about
Jaguars,
Michael
before
Penix
Mahomes,
Jr.?"
Kansas City?
We done lost him. Like, I think some folks, when it comes to Michael Penix Jr., it's the injury. Like, because I feel like if he would have never got injured, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But since he got injured again, the same injury he done had before, yes, but this time it was a partial tear. Not making excuses for it. It was a partial tear. It was on the opposite leg. This time he's going to the best doctor. Like, he's already working out stuff that he should be doing. We don't know what extra work he could be doing, but I feel like some people really just done gave up on Michael Penix Jr. because of the injuries. I don't see it being the talent, because they can't say the talent and then say he had the proper coaching to coach up his talent.
But also, if you ever noticed this about people, they hear what other people say and they just grab onto it. It's like a bandwagon thing. Like this, if I say Bijan got a hop, he walk with a hop. Before you know it, the whole city is talking about, yeah, Bijan got a hop. I could be lying my butt off, but they follow so much of what people say.
Like the whole, it's just like the whole, this regime isn't behind Michael Penix because they didn't say Michael Penix Jr. was the starter. It's like, bro, the GM, the head coach, the president, the owner, Michael Penix is where he needs to be right now when it comes to rehab. Michael Penix is where we want him to be right now. Like, they all have said it. He is where we want him to be. Like,
they don't want him to come out too early.
Hold on. A quick question. Was that question for me? Because I'm saying it for both.
No.
Bernard Cantrell.
Yes. Yeah. So that question was for you. The Bernard Cantrell question. Yes.
Yeah. Both.
But outside of injury, the boy been a good quarterback. We can't sit here and say he ain't been a good quarterback.
The boy can't take no snaps under center. The ball don't take snaps under center. That says that you're a horrible quarterback because you can't read it.
No, that don't, because that just show that these offensive schemes is trying to use him as a dual threat quarterback. Like, come on, like, you can't just really just, and that goes back to coaching. We don't know if this coaching staff has already got it set up to get him going under center. It ain't hard. We don't know if he ain't played under. Yes, we don't seen the highlights. But we gotta understand that. Look at all the dual threat quarterbacks and how many times they really got under center. That was the whole point of the RPO.
Michael Vick is the best dual quarterback I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen a little bit of Randall Cunningham as well. Mike Vick took 80% of his snaps under center.
Now look at modern football. Look at modern football.
No snaps under center.
Look at modern football.
It says that it's something wrong with you. You either A, can't read a defense, or your O-line is trash. And we know the O-line ain't trash.
Well, you can't say that because even though Mike Vick was on the center, he couldn't read a defense or a playbook. And he said that out of his own mouth. So come on.
I ain't never seen him say that he can't read a defense. I have seen him say that he wasn't taking it serious and didn't study off. He'd serious. If he'd have took it serious instead of just relying on his talent, man, Mike Vick would be the best fucking quarterback to ever play NFL football.
Exactly.
But it's because he didn't take it serious. MPJ, he ain't not under center because he ain't taking it serious. Nigga, he's not under center because either A, you can't read a defense, or B, because your O-line is trash. And we could do this by process of elimination. We know the O-line ain't trash.
But
So
last year,
B,
but hold on now, because last year the right side of the whole line was trash. His blind side was trash. We can't sit here and say it wasn't when everybody has been complaining about the third string right tackle starting.
Honestly, I don't like the damn start. Caleb McGarry, I think that's his name. The starting right tackle is fucking trash too. He like Superman when he step in the damn booth, spinning around like Tasmanian devil and shit. Like he look like a damn, what's one of them joints that you use to walk in the bank?
The turnstile. But yeah, man, it's like with this scheme, hopefully removing him from the pistol, we will be able to, because putting the quarterback in the pistol, you're allowing the quarterback to see everything in front of him. He don't have to turn his back. He sees everything from both ends. That's the whole point of putting the quarterback in the pistol. Now, we can't sit here and say he don't know how to read defenses or he's not a smart quarterback when we got the tape to prove it. Just going off last season before the injury, the man was balling. We just wasn't consistent on offense, but the production was there. We done lost 3-30 and we done lost B-Dub. But yeah, man, the production was there. We just had horrible coaching these past 2 seasons when it came to Michael Penix Jr., and we had bad coaching these past 5 seasons when it came to the offense as a whole. It's like, if we're really going to sit here and just say these last 2 seasons of Michael Penix Jr. just proves he's not an NFL quarterback without taking in the fact of the coaching staff, that's looking at the glass half empty. You're only looking at the situation one-sided. You're not looking at it from a brand aspect. We had horrible coaching. That was the point of bringing in an experienced, offensive-minded head coach who has been in these type of situations to where a team was ready to write the quarterback off. I lost Baker Mayfield. The ownership was ready to write off Baker Mayfield. In comes Kevin Stefanski from the Minnesota Vikings the first year of the playoffs. The second year, the ownership is still interfering and don't want to pay Baker his 5th year, even though Baker was out there, not doing what he's supposed to do, drinking and all that stuff and acting out and wilding out. He got traded for the Deshaun Watson. But we can't sit here and say that Kevin Stefanski going to Cleveland didn't help Baker Mayfield when all of his stats across the board improved. So why can't we sit here and say that bringing in Kevin Stefanski with Alex Van Pelt as a quarterback coach, with Tommy Rees with the modern mind to be the offensive coordinator, why can't this work for Michael Penix instead of just writing him off? Oh man, you trash, you suck, you ain't shit, bye-bye.
Listen, I agree that Raheem Morris is a trash coach. Honestly, when they got leaked to the media that we was considering bringing him in, I knew he was hired here and I knew he was gonna suck.
I'm glad you said that.
Listen,
because when we hired Raheem,
Raheem is a bad coach and Michael Penix is a bad quarterback. that gives you 100% of trash that we've seen on the field the last 2 years.
Okay. So coming into the draft, they were saying that Bo Nix was a bad quarterback, but he got with the right coach, and Bo Nix done been to the playoffs the last 2 years.
I never looked at Bo Nix like a bad quarterback. The one guy who I did say was a bad quarterback that surprised me was the boy Jackson Dort. I thought he was going to be a bust, and he ended up being a decent quarterback. I would trade for him. I'd give up a fourth round pick for him.
I won. I don't know.
Versus going to go get somebody who done played on 12 different teams and bounced around for the last 2 years on 12 different teams. I'd rather have the fresh blood. At least he still is. I look at it like girls. I don't want no chick who done been outside from 16 to 29, and then you come to me at 30 and then want me to take you serious. Like, nah. Like, give me the fresh girl who 18 just came outside, ain't really been around nobody, ain't did and seen much. Give me her.
But when it come to so if Michael Penix healthy and we do go get a Jackson Dart, Michael Penix Jr. beat him out for the job, and then what? You just wasted a draft pick on the quarterback. That's what us as Falcons fans and as content creators, we're all looking like, what if Michael Penix Jr. comes back 100%? Like, people are ready to write him off just because the team ain't gave out his medicals. What if they holding the medicals to the, like, what if he is ready to go? But you know right now that they can't talk to, like, you could talk to the players, but you can't. It ain't no coach talk going on right now. You know what I'm saying?
If it goes like how you said, we spend that pick, go get Dort, a 3rd round, 4th round pick. We go get Dort, and Penix come back, knock on wood, and beat him out. Okay, we didn't waste the pick because now we could trade Jackson Dort and get that same 3rd or that 4th round
but
pick.
Now Jackson Dart just became less valuable because you traded for him and he came here and he ain't do the job. So who's gonna trade for him now? If you traded for him and the quarterback you thought he was gonna beat out, he couldn't beat, who gonna trade for him now?
That's if Penix comes back healthy. Let's say Penix come back healthy and light and set the NFL on fire. The best thing since sliced bread. But Dort, he held it down for a year, 2 years until he gets healthy. Because you still got to account for the time until he gets healthy. I don't think that he'll be healthy in a year.
That's what I'm saying, because we done seen with quarterbacks in these last
and get that 3rd round
3-4 years. You ain't getting another 3rd round pick if you traded a quarterback and he ain't working. You think you finna get the same compensation back? It don't work like that.
What did I tell you earlier? Teams like Jacksonville, the Jets, Cleveland.
Jacksonville got a quarterback. If that was the case, Jacksonville would have been got away from Trevor Lawrence. If that was the case, that they would have been.
Bro, he's nobody.
But the Jacksonville Jaguars stuck with him.
What Jacksonville did since they had brought him in 4 years ago? Don't worry, I'll wait.
10+ win seasons and going to the playoffs.
Nothing. Jacksonville ain't been good since Saxonville, bro.
And that's being biased, bro.
And before that, the year that they got cheated in that is that same year. And before that,
they were just in the playoffs 2 years ago, bro. They were just in the playoffs this year with a new head coach. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, we done seen over these last 5 years, when you get the right coaching around the quarterback that's already in-house, it can work. It worked with the Patriots. It worked with the Bears. It worked with the Jaguars. It worked with the Buccaneers with Baker Mayfield. It worked in Carolina with Bryce Young.
He's trash.
I'm not saying he's the best, but when they got Dave Canales, even though, yeah, still, I'm just saying the whole thing of it was bringing in a new head coach and the old quarterback is still there because because I feel you. You're done with Michael Penix. You feel like he ain't worthy of being a quarterback for the Falcons, but what if the man is ready to ball? That's what I'm saying. When it's time for the players to walk through the door and report to OTAs or do the physicals or whatever, and the doctors say, yep, he ready to go, what's gonna happen? I know we're gonna bring in a free agent quarterback, but are we gonna waste a draft pick on a quarterback if Michael Penix is ready to go for football duties?
And if he not, you're still gonna need a quarterback. And like I just said 2 minutes ago, I don't want no old quarterback. I'd rather take a shot on a day 3, round 3, round 4 quarterback and bring him in and let him play. You're only gonna be here for a fucking year anyways.
So listen,
until the year after when we get a high pick and we go and get our quarterback top of the first round.
So why not bring in a old quarterback, or you can sign him to a low contract for 1 year instead of wasting a draft pick on the quarterback who got a 4-year deal? Then you just finna cut him to go draft another quarterback.
I don't think round 3, round 4 quarterbacks get 4-year deals. I think they get like 2, 3-year deals.
Everybody get a 4-year deal in the NFL when drafted. The only ones who get a 5th-year option is the first round, and then right now they're starting to guarantee second-round players, and some of those second-round players even got a 5th-year option.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We're gonna find out. The free agency tampering period starts tomorrow, to where we're gonna find out where some of these free agents is gonna sign, but the actual start of the season is on Wednesday, March 13th. So let's see some of these moves that our Atlanta Falcons gonna make, and possibly one of these quarterbacks, whether it's Kyler Murray, Tua Tagovailoa, Jimmy Garoppolo, Joe Flacco, Carson Wentz, Russell Wilson, or maybe a quarterback we aren't expecting, where they're drafted.
Bro, Russ is done. You should sit, bro. I live in Pittsburgh. They ran that.
But Russ is only there for 1 year. That was on the 1 minimum.
They ran him out of here so fast. He was trash, bro. He didn't even come outside. Like, you would catch him on the south side going to get gas and shit. Just like the tight end they got, Washington. I see him all the time. He's always outside. I used to live in the same building with Juju in them. Like, trust me. Like, he wasn't that guy here. Like, Russ has been
So,
done.
question from Atlanta Falcons fan Deming: what's going on, Cowboy? How you doing, my brother? So, is the plan to go young with this rebuild, or are we hitting the free agency hard? In my opinion, when it comes to the quarterback position, I think we will bring in a quarterback free agency just for the competition. But I feel like if Michael Penix is healthy, even if we bring in another quarterback, he will beat those quarterbacks out. And if at the end of the day, the front office don't feel like this is it for Michael Penix Jr., you don't pick up the 5th-year option, and you can draft your quarterback next year. And I also stated, if we bring in a franchise quarterback, a free agent quarterback this year, and they are lights out, a la Kyler Murray, Tua, Joe Flacco, Jimmy G, I don't want the Atlanta Falcons to be in the same situation as the Minnesota Vikings.
He play lights out. I'm giving him a lifetime contract. That's how confident I am that he's not.
That's what I'm saying about bringing in somebody like Kyler Murray. I would rather bring in Kyler Murray on a 2-year deal with the second year being a team option because we're
That
not going
makes
to sit
sense.
here and say, because I say it because of this. Both of those years could be the vet minimum because of the money he's going to be owed from Arizona.
For AZ.
So, right. So he come in this year. You got Bijan, you got Kyle, you got Drake, you got a tuned up offensive line. We finna tune up the wide receiver room. In a weak division, there is no reason if Kyler Murray coming in here with the right mindset and with this coaching staff, we can't go to the playoffs. And then if he does have a Sam Darnold year to where we go 14-3, 13-4, 12-5, we win a couple games in the playoffs, why just let him walk away? But that second year option, if we believe in Michael Penix, now you can use Kyler Murray as trade bait or use Michael Penix as trade bait and give Kyler Murray an extension because that's my whole thing. If we do bring in a young quarterback like Kyler Murray and it works, why stop it? That's my whole thing. I feel like that's where Minnesota dropped the ball. Sam Darnold came in there year one and y'all went 14-3 after y'all made all those signings in free agency. Y'all was supposed to keep Sam Darnold, in my opinion. Shout out to Zay in the bag. What's going on, brother? But yeah, that's my only thought about this whole process. If we bring in a quarterback that's young enough
Mr.
to be the franchise
Mr.
quarterback, a la Tua, Kyler Murray, and they ball out in year one, and we just let them walk away. But you give them a 2-year
I
deal.
wouldn't give a damn if Tua came in here and went undefeated all the way.
You went out. But yeah, Atlanta Falcons pandemic. That's my whole point of this video tonight. I know we're bringing in a quarterback through free agency, but who? And the who, and I'm looking at is to why. Like some people will say no to Tua, but if we get Tua in the same situation as Kyler Murray on a vet minimum to where we're not wasting no money and we get a full healthy year and the man balls out, I mean, that's my whole thing about this new regime. They're building this football team for any quarterback. The whole thing about Michael Penix Jr., about Kyler Murray, about Tua, the whole gripes about why people don't like these quarterbacks is health. If they was healthy, everybody would we wouldn't be in this conversation because of Michael Penix. If Michael Penix wasn't healthy and Kyler Murray and Tua was healthy, people would be running to the table for either one of them. The same with Jimmy G, the same with Joe Flacco, the same with Carson Wentz. We're not finna get the perfect backup quarterback. We had that situation. It was Kirk Cousins, but the former regime messed it up. Kirk Cousins, you supposed to play for 2 years. This was your job. Even if you got hurt in year one, hey, I'm hurt. You sit out for 3 to 4 weeks. One of them was a bye. You come back, you got the job. We won't be seeing Michael Penix until 2026. This situation we are about to enter is if we bring in a quarterback like Kyler Murray, do we give him a 1-year deal or 2-year deal? The same with Tua, and I will put Jimmy G in the same category, and maybe Carson Wentz. Joe, like to be honest, any quarterback we sign, I would give them a 2-year deal. Any one of these 6 quarterbacks who I mentioned today, I would give them a 2-year deal. The second year being the team option because we can still use either one of those guys for a backup. Now, Kyler Murray into a situation, their situation would be different because mute your background.
Check.
Mic check good.
All right.
Mute your background.
All right. Better now?
Yes, sir.
Listen.
Oh no, it's still there. When I speak, you got to echo. But I feel what you're saying. Atlanta Falcons pandemic, but just what it okay. We in the same situation as Minnesota. He come in on his 1 year, and we're deep in the playoffs, one or two games away from the Super Bowl. You just gonna let him walk away? That's my whole thing about it, because that would still go back to if Kyler Murray was the guy. So that meant in 2026, Michael Penix wasn't ready, and you wanted him to heal. So coming into 2027, it should be a quarterback competition because Michael Penix still under his rookie contract, and now you got the control of Kyler Murray. Now, if coming to 2027, we still it's still unknown on Michael Penix. You already got a key in the hole, and you running it back with Kyler Murray. Now you can give him that contract extension. Sometimes situation and location can change a person.
Check good.
Might check good.
I wouldn't care if Tua came in here, went 17-0 and won the damn Super Bowl like the 1972 Dolphins. I'm cutting him. As soon as the game is done, I'm cutting him. You don't even get to come to the damn parade. You're cut. Matter of fact, take your jersey off and leave it in the locker room. You're gone. Immediately as soon as the clock hits zeros. I'm not keeping
My,
Tua. He's trash.
my whole gripe on Tua is the injuries. It's the concussions. Like brother is really one hit away, like the wrong hit, but that could be any player, but he has an extensive history of being hit the wrong way, and it's not looking good. So I can see why Tua would not be on the board, but the
I feel
whole thing about Kyler, if the whole thing of him not being focused, not paying attention, the whole Call of Duty and all this other stuff, if your leadership comes in and set the standard, we got to remember in Arizona, he was the #1 overall draft pick. So, there were some things that he was able to do that everybody else wasn't able to do. They was catering to the quarterback. But I feel like him coming here and trying to prove himself, we might get a better version of Kyler. That's basically what we're getting out of any one of these quarterbacks we bring in here. We're hoping we're going to get a better version of themselves. Because if we're being honest, what did Joe Flacco do last year in Cincinnati or in Cleveland last year? In 2023, yes, the playoffs, but what did he do after that? Nothing. So we're only bringing in Joe Flacco for the familiarity with the Kevin Stefanski's offense. We're not bringing in Joe Flacco because Joe Flacco is just the next thing since sliced bread. We're bringing in Joe Flacco because he has a familiarity with the offense, and hopefully he can be a bridge to get us some wins. But if we're being honest, do we really see Joe Flacco coming in here and just lighting it up?
yes, I can. With Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, and whoever we put at the number 2 receiver, hell yeah, I can see him coming in and lighting this up.
But the same thing people said about but the same thing people said about Kirk Cousins, they gonna say about Joe Flacco. He old, he can't do this, he can't do that. It's like,
listen, Flacco always had a big arm. Like what he lost in his arm being big, he got in his head now. That's why I'm not a huge proponent. I'm not a huge proponent of going and grabbing all these recycled quarterbacks. Like, I want something new. Even if it's a 4-4, third, fourth, fifth round quarterback, like, you can still be molded. It's like how I look at women, bro. Like, I want something that I can mold to what I like. I don't want something that's seen 100 billion of them already, and I'm just 100 billion in one. Like, no, like I want the fresh meat. Like, I don't want no chick coming in the joint like, man, I've seen 10,000 meats already. Like, so yours is no surprise. Like, no, like, I want the joint who ain't seen too many meats except the little bars she was humping on. You get what I'm saying? Like,
I feel you.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, and it's the same way with my quarterback. Like, I don't want no nigga who done been bounced around it's 32 teams and you played on 28 of them, that just tells me that you're super not the guy. I don't want one who played on 7 of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, 7 is too many out of 32.
Well, shit. I think if Joe Flacco come to Atlanta, that'll be team number 7.
Yeah, but it's difference. The difference is, like I was saying earlier, like Joe Flacco in his youth, he had a big arm, and
Yeah.
he used to rely on his big arm and more than his brain. Now that
For sure.
he's lost a lot of that arm, now you got to rely on your brain, and he's still a serviceable quarterback. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
I
it's
get
like
you.
it's like how they say, like, when you lose one of your senses, your other ones get better or they get stronger and make up for it. It's the same thing. Like, you lost.
Atlanta Falcons pandemic. What's going on, my brother? What's going on? Happy Sunday. Less than 24 hours before the legal tampering period for free agents to start. What you think the Falcons gonna do with these quarterbacks? But yeah, man, it's like,
oh man,
there you go.
hey, what's going
What's going on?
on, guys? I'm sorry about that. I didn't have my mic on. Y'all doing all right this evening?
Oh man, bless.
I don't know what's going on.
Hey, 330. It can't look no worse than what Penix and Cousins did. What up, Pandemic?
Hey, what's going on? My bad. I had so many windows open, man. I didn't see you, man. Y'all into a real good discussion here.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's what this channel is for, man. The real talk, no scripts. Let it out. Don't hold your tongue. We ain't gonna jump down your neck over here. Everybody got room to debate and voice
So
your
enough.
opinions over here. So yeah, man, it's like,
that's what's up.
When it comes to the quarterback situation, the whole thing is gonna come down to is Michael Penix healthy? But I also feel like if Michael Penix is healthy, we're still going to bring in one of these quarterbacks. And either one of these quarterbacks we bring in, we still need to sign them to a 2-year deal.
You think it's going to take 2 years for Penix to heal?
Okay, so if Michael Penix isn't healthy, and let's say we do bring in Kyler Murray, we sign him to a 2-year deal, we possibly can get him for a 2-year, 2 vet minimums because of the money he's owed from Arizona, the second year, a team option. Even if Michael Penix is ready in 2027, having that 2-year team option, we own control of what's going to happen with Kyler Murray. What if Kyler comes in here and have a Sam Darnold type year?
Yeah.
What if Kyler Murray comes in here and have a Sam Darnold type year, and then we can't control if we're going to keep Kyler Murray and move on for Penix or run it with Penix and trade off Kyler Murray? That gives us the control to where we don't be in a situation like the Vikings. Oh yeah, we had a good season with Sam Darnold, but we believe in JJ McCarthy so much, and then look, come the next year, JJ McCarthy is not what we thought JJ McCarthy was. So to save us, wherever quarterback we bring in here, you give it a 2-year deal just in case.
Yeah. But you know, the only reason I'm even considering Kyler Murray is because of what you just said. That 1-year deal that we get him on a vet minimum, and it's a cheap deal. I mean, it looks good on paper. But when you put Kyler Murray behind our offensive line, from a physical standpoint, for me, this is just my opinion, it just doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit. He doesn't fit the system.
But you also got to remember, we're adding a gap scheme to our offensive line now. We just not an outside zone blocking scheme no more. Now our offensive line finna be all right. Stop him and get up the field. Like, we're finna go back to a Mauler type football. Like, the offensive line finna be about that action. It ain't finna be
Yeah.
no more pretty offensive linemen no more. We finna get back to the big pretty type of
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
offensive line football. So I feel like, and as I stated in this episode, my episode I got coming up, they're building this team for a quarterback, meaning no matter what quarterback we bring in here, we don't need you to be a superstar. Will we love it? Yes, but we don't need Kyler Murray to come in here and run around and do this. Hey, you got something going on in your background, muted. But we
Okay.
don't need Kyler Murray to come in here and be him. We don't need Kyler Murray from Arizona. We just need Kyler Murray to come in here and complement the team. The same way the 49ers, the Ravens, the Eagles, the Bears, you can plug in a quarterback, but the system is the system. The system don't change. The team dynamic don't change. The quarterback may change, but we still focus on one thing, and that's winning football. It's just like I think it was today or yesterday, the Ravens re-signed Tyrod Huntley or Tyler Huntley because even when Lamar Jackson went down, he came in and was still winning games. The system is the system. It don't
Yeah.
change who the quarterback is. And I feel like that's the direction the Atlanta Falcons is finally heading into, where we're not building the team around a quarterback. Yeah, we got Michael Penix Jr. We got to get him this type of weapon, that type of weapon. No, we're building the team for a quarterback to where, yes, we got the weapons, but if this quarterback don't work, the next quarterback could.
Okay. Before you bring Dirty Chandler in, I'm gonna give you a question. Or actually, yeah. What are your expectations as far as win losses for this coming season?
This upcoming season,
Yeah. First season out the
looking,
door for Kevin.
I see at least 9 wins.
At least
I see
9,
at
and
least
that and
9
that'll
wins.
and you think that'll satisfy the fan base?
For one, that would give them, okay, we finally have a winning season. And that could open the door for a division win or a wild card. For two, that puts it clearly on, okay, now we have an understanding of what Kevin Stefanski can do. Like, we ain't coming in here secondhand guessing. If we coming in here and we have a 9+ win season in year one, I believe the clarity in the direction will be
Mm-hmm.
stated for this
Okay.
team. So that right there will help a lot of fans in knowing that, okay, Matt Ryan made the right choice.
Yeah.
But I also feel
Yeah.
like some fans understand, with this being year one of a new season,
Mm-hmm.
they will take another 8-9 record. But I understand some fans who saying they're tired of the mediocrity and it should
Yeah.
be nothing less than a winning season.
Yeah. Exactly. But I got some more for you on that one. But go ahead and bring your other guests on.
Shout out to Chandler with the Dirty Bird fly through and my boy Blackberry with the home team. What's happening? What's happening?
What's going on,
Welcome,
man?
welcome to the show.
Gentlemen, what's good?
Hey, I've
Tonight's
just been
episode, man. Michael
been
Penix
Yeah.
listening,
Jr. versus the quarterback market. What
Yeah.
are y'all thoughts?
Yeah.
and I've just been listening to y'all, man. Just been listening. I'll be honest. I really don't know what they're gonna do tomorrow. Like that's what I really don't know what they're gonna do. I would think they're gonna do something tomorrow. That could be as simple as them re-signing Zane Gonzalez. They could go all out, or they cannot do anything. I don't know what they're going to do as far as
Yeah.
tomorrow goes. But as far as the quarterback market goes, they'll probably bring in a veteran of some sort, and have him, be there. Obviously, you don't know if Penix is even going to be ready week one, but you would think there has to be at least some sort of competition. But one thing about it is they better not bring in Tua. That's the only one that I'm saying they better not bring in.
I agree.
They better not bring
Yeah.
in Tua. Everyone else, I kind of even Kyler. The only reason I kind of be okay with Kyler is because of what you said, fan, the money. But outside of that, man, I really don't know what they're going to do. And see, that's the thing, man. I don't really have many expectations right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So in saying that, so Is that the reason why some Falcon fans would be okay with the aspect of a Joe Flacco coming in here and being quarterback because in year one they have no expectations?
I mean, Flacco. I mean, look, Flacco is who I think he'd fit the mold for what we need.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say this. I feel like they
I agree.
got to get.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone wants to see this team get to 9 wins. You got see. I say this at this point, man. You just got to get a winning season. And the thing is, in the NFC South, 9 wins will win you this division. That I mean, Carolina won at 8 last year. 9 wins you the NFC South. So my thing really is that you have to just put everything in perspective. 9 wins year one after not having a win season nearly a decade. You know, it should. I would think it should at least kind of put. If you put everything into perspective, it should at the very least calm fans down. But at the same, at this point, I really don't know what they're going to end up doing. I don't know.
But if you're bringing in a quarterback, is you bringing in a quarterback for 1 year because you believe in Michael Penix, or you bringing in a quarterback on a 2-year deal?
I'm bringing in a 1-year deal. Yeah, one year.
Yeah.
All these guys are 1-year deals. I don't see anyone that, if you're bringing in a guy, and this may sound a little weird, anything more than a 1-year deal, you're telling me that, okay, this is your backup plan. This is your backup guy.
Right. Because as I stated earlier, why would we put ourselves in the same predicament as the Minnesota Vikings signing him to a 1-year deal?
Well, now, okay, with Kyler Murray for a moment, because I think that's who you're. We'll just take it into with Kyler Murray, for instance. Okay.
No, I'm saying for any quarterback we bring
okay,
in
but
here,
I'll just
if
use
they
Kyler
do have
Murray
1 year,
for example.
okay.
So with Kyler, I feel like he's clearly the guy with the most upside. I still feel like he could revive his career somewhere. The thing with Kyler Murray is I don't think he fits here. I really don't think he's going to end up fitting here. I'd bring him in for the money. I'd see where it goes, but I don't think he fits here. I still don't think it's a good formula. I think that you need to bring in someone like Flacco, Brissett, a veteran, Wentz, a veteran that can teach Michael Penix, but is still capable of playing the quarterback position.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that, Blackberry?
I agree.
Let somebody else. I wanted to look some up real quick.
But thoughts on that, Cowboy?
Yeah, I actually love that. I mean, what we brought Kirk Cousins in here for, it didn't exactly happen, right? We brought Kirk Cousins in here to win games, to mentor Michael Penix, right, and pass the torch on to him, you know, and be that veteran presence on the team. It didn't quite work out that way for whatever reason, and I don't see, if Joe Flacco was to be the guy to come in, I don't see him deferring from that. I think he will earnestly help Michael Penix. He just seemed like that guy. I don't feel that vibe from him. I don't feel that energy from him. I think he would actually do his job as a quarterback. And I honestly think he could actually get 9 to 10 wins out of this team. I really do.
Okay. So it came out today that Joe Flacco said he wants to get starter reps. If he signed with the team, he's looking to be a starter.
Yeah.
So I mean, would he be willing to come in here to a competition? See,
I mean,
I would like a competition.
Yeah, I mean, look, you have a competition, but I mean, then again, like let's forget what I was gonna say, but I feel like you would have to have, you know, some sort of competition like that. That's just the thing. Like, let's be completely real for a moment. Michael Penix has not earned his stride. But this is what I was gonna say actually. The big difference between the Kirk Cousins thing, the deal breaker for a lot of people, was the money that we paid him.
Right.
If we weren't paying Kirk Cousins all that money, it honestly wouldn't have been as big of a deal as it ended up being.
Well, I think if if Kirk Cousins had came in here and everything went as planned, he won games, he mentored Michael Penix, and then he took us to the playoffs and probably beyond, nobody would have questioned that $180 million. They would have said, they would have bit their tongue and would have said, hey, that was the best investment for Atlanta that they could have made. But because of how everything went down, you know, Kirk Cousins didn't live up to expectations. Penix getting hurt. Raheem Morris, I mean, it just looked like a buffoonery going on around there. So everything just looked over. I mean, it seemed like we just overspent for mediocrity. We're really what mediocrity. We just outright failed. So I mean, if Kirk Cousins had to do what he's supposed to do, nobody would have questioned that, because the quarterback market was just around what we were paying Kirk Cousins, right?
Yeah.
Now, everything. The thing is, the only thing that made this thing look kind of sketchy was the fact that we paid Kirk Cousins all that money, and then we turned around and we drafted Michael Penix, right? And that's what making everything look like, wait a minute, what? So why would you pay a guy that you only expect to be here 2 years, $180 million? So I think that's the only thing that's the negative that's hitting that 180, that 180 million. Because like I said, if we had let's say went to the playoffs, right, and probably beyond, nobody would have questioned it.
Yeah, and I feel like bringing in a quarterback like Kyler Murray, everybody is screaming competition. That's the best competition out there.
Yeah,
you got a quarterback who trying to revive his career, and you got a quarterback who trying to show that he is worth being the guy. That's gonna be, and then you got one on a rookie contract and one on a vet minimum. That's why my whole point about a 2-year deal, because I feel like if Kyler Murray beats him out, if Michael Penix is healthy, you move on. You don't wait. You don't hesitate, and that's why I feel like Minnesota messed up, because they hesitated. You went 14-3.
What's good, that Red Swarm? I see you, brothers. Appreciate you joining.
You went 14-3. There was no reason for you not to bring Sam Darnold back, even if you had the utmost faith in JJ McCarthy. You went 14-3 and let him walk away for nothing. You should have at least did what the coach did with Daniel Jones. Even though you got hurt, we had a good season, so we're gonna transition tag you, meaning that if anybody wants you, we can match it.
Yeah. So with that being said, are we going to lower the expectations just because for Stefanski, just because, one, we can't decide on who the quarterback is, and then two, this is his first year? Does he get that pass?
I don't think you lower the expectations, because he done been in this situation before. When he got to Cleveland, they was ready to write Baker Mayfield off. Then the first year they went to the playoffs. So the expectation is the expectation. It's always playoffs or bust. It don't matter what. Even when we drafted Matt Ryan in 2008, we got a new regime, but we still playing to hopefully get into the playoffs. You don't change it, like you don't like, and I feel like that's where these past few seasons they were. Oh well, okay, we got Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot. We ain't got no money like that, so we gonna let it slide. We gonna let y'all go through this. Okay, we got a little bit of money, but the players we wanted to shine, they got hurt, so we're going to let it slide. We're going to do it again. It come to the Raheem Morris era. The same thing. All right, the quarterback got hurt. This player got hurt. We're going to let it slide. No more letting it slide. Now everything is for purpose. We ain't doing nothing for nothing no more. Everything is for purpose. So if you bringing in Kyler Murray, you bringing in Kyler Murray for a healthy competition against Michael Penix Jr., winner take all. Because at the end of the day, you only got him for a vet minimum. So if he can't beat out Michael Penix Jr., you don't need to be here.
Right.
That's why 9 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins ain't enough. Nigga, we need at least 10 or 11 wins.
I'll take 9 wins, because 9 wins a winning record. 9 wins a winning record. You ain't had a winning record in 8 seasons.
South.
I ain't taking no 9 wins. Now, if in your house, D's is a standard, fine by me. If you cool with your kid bringing home straight D's, much love to you. That's how you run your house. But over here in my house, nigga, I ain't nigga straight A's ain't using the fucking standard.
Yeah.
Straight honor roll is the bare minimum. You better not come in this motherfucker
Facts.
when you're in less than the honor roll.
All right,
Facts.
let me. Okay,
The
let me.
same
We all
thing
listen. We
with
all
these
want.
9 wins. With these
All
9
right.
wins.
We all want our kids to be on the honor roll. Am I right? We all want our kids on the honor roll.
Some people,
But hold on.
to some
You
people,
got, but
9 wins is cool.
okay,
Nigga,
hold
I need
on.
at least 10.
Okay, number one,
All right.
we all want our kids on the honor roll, but we need to be honest with ourselves for a moment. The
Yeah,
Atlanta
yeah,
Falcons, they've been on the honor roll nearly a decade. They have been a
decade.
C and D student for the past decade.
And
So
that's why
at
9
this, hold
wins
on,
ain't
at
enough.
this point, if you can give me baby steps and at least you can get me to a B and show me some progress, and that was what I would consider 9 wins, then I'll take that.
All right,
Mhm.
cool.
You gotta take it where you can get it.
Man, if mediocrity to you, as you just said, mediocrity, 9 wins, if that's cool for you, I can't do
Mhm.
nothing about that. That's how you view it. I'm telling
Yeah.
you how I view it. Nigga, 9 wins ain't enough.
9
Yeah.
wins would be the
When-
most
when
wins
you
that we
got-
gotten in a season
hear
in
me
nearly
out.
a decade.
Hear me out. When you got Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, and a star-studded fucking defense,
Yeah.
it's
But
Damn,
this
man,
is
you gonna leave Kyle
maybe
Pitts
a
out of
little
it, huh? You
bit.
gonna leave
We
Kyle
need,
Pitts
This is
out
okay,
of the
why-
we need to be
job,
honest about some of those things. Number one, Tyler Algier is about to be going tomorrow. Some pieces on that defense, like Kaden Ellis, could very well be going tomorrow. We gotta be honest with ourselves about what's probably
I
coming
don't
down in
consider
free
him a
agency
valuable
anyway.
piece for their
There's going to
defense.
be some new faces here. Now the Falcons are in a position where they could probably make it work. The linebacker market, there's plenty of options. I think. See, I'm not that feeling that ill about Kaden Ellis now because, in my opinion, I feel like you got several linebackers who can replace Kaden
Yep.
Ellis at this
In the
point
free agency and in
in
the
the free
draft.
agency.
And in the
But
draft.
I don't know I don't know why you think that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Blackberry. I don't know. I don't. It's just some things you can't
listen,
teach.
I love for Kaden Ellis to be back.
Yeah,
But there's a lot of linebackers that are out there.
yeah.
And
And
that's
see, this is where the reality comes in, right? When you look at the history of teams that go through what we just went through with replacing the general manager, replacing the head coach, the whole entire the entire coaching staff. There have been like literally 4 teams in the history of the NFL that was able to rebound the following year and go to the playoffs. So you realistically, guys, and then on top of that, we're going to lose some players that got us to this point, that got us to the 8 wins we got last season.
yeah.
You know, I mean, if we lose Kaden Ellis, the defense is going to look entirely different. Or the defense has a core that we're going to build
You're
around.
right.
Those 4
You're right.
rookies. And we
there's linebackers out there. That's why I feel a
Yeah.
little less ill about it. But yeah, I mean, they
Yeah.
said it themselves. It's going to be tough to replace Caden.
Yeah, and see,
That's
we
why-
got to find a CB2. We got to find a D tackle. We got to find an edge rush because we got a plan to be without James Pierce Jr. And we got to find a number 2 receiver. We got a lot to address in this offseason. So the expectation and the reality of winning 10 games, if we do, I'm sticking my foot in my mouth. I just don't think we're going to be able to do it. I just don't think we're going to do it.
Like he's saying, if we end up with 11 wins this season, man, hey, we overachieved.
Yeah.
I'm
What's
going to
your
say
thoughts
it
on this,
straight up.
Blackberry?
We overachieved.
On the linebacker situation, okay, so I see two names that stick out to me in free agency, and that's Devin Lloyd and Tremaine Edmonds.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Like Tremaine.
And Quay Walker, a free agent as well?
no,
We'll have to trade for him, won't it?
yeah,
No.
I
This
saw
point-
somewhere he was
Wait,
no,
okay.
it said he is, but
Yeah.
Quay Walker don't have the versatility that Kaden Ellis got though. He ain't a sideline to sideline. You can drop him back in coverage and you can blitz him. He can't do all 3 of those things the way Kaden Ellis can. He don't have that. His versatility, Quay Walker, he's a good run defender, and basically, you know, I don't know how he is in the pass rush department. But I don't think he gets the kind of pressure that Caden Ellis gets. The only thing with Caden Ellis is he's 30 years old. That's the only thing. He's 30. These younger options, Devin Lloyd is 27 and Tremaine Edmonds is 28. How old is Quay Walker? I don't know how old Quay Walker is.
20-something too.
But they're younger options. The only thing is, when I look at Caden Ellis, I don't see where age is affecting him yet. He still got a high motor. He still can keep up. He was keeping up with route runners and out there in pass defense. I just don't see why you would move on from Caden Ellis if you could get him back in here. I just don't see why.
I'd love to get Kane back in here, but there are other linebackers out there.
I think Caden Ellis stays.
You're saying that, but are you saying is other linebackers out there that are cost less, or there are other linebackers out there that are more long-term options? Like, why are you saying that there's other linebackers out there?
All I'm saying is if we don't get Kane back, there's other options out there that we could go and fall back on. But I'm with you in the sense that I would prefer we bring Kane back, but there's other options out there.
Yeah. Well, Ian Cunningham said it himself too. So obviously, he think there's a lot more options out there. So maybe he sees something that we don't see. But I think they're actually going to bring Caden back. Because like I said, it is some things you can't teach as a linebacker. Like it's like Gray Lewis. It is some things you can't teach, right? But we're going to shed a lot of fat off this team, guys. It's a lot of fat on this team that's making a lot of money. We've already got rid of Darnell Meek, right? So to bring back Tyler Algier, and Caden Ellis, I think it's a viable option. I think it's something that we really can do. I think they're playing the game right now. That's what the free agency is, what it's about. And when that window opens, we're going to see. We kind of play the backseat anyway when the free agency come in. We always
now what's going on with D. Alford? So did they tender D. Alford?
No,
I think D. Alford's going to be here. I think
D. Alford to come back for like $2 to $4 million. We can get D. Alford to come back cheap.
Yeah. I think Michael Hughes is going to be out the door though. When you consider his age and then the amount of money that he's making, I think if you have to choose between the two, yeah, one of them's gone. I don't know. I don't even know if this coaching regime is bought in on Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant is kind of on the light side. So, he's great when it comes to the ball hawk situation, but he's kind of light. So I don't know. Like I said, a lot of these teams, and this is what we were talking about at the beginning of the season. Once we knew Raheem is gone, that a lot of these players that are here now that we would love to see here, a lot of them could be gone or become expendable. And like I said, this new regime is going to have their own vision coming in the door. They're going to put their own stink on this program.
That's true. Yeah. There's a reason why Kevin Stefanski wanted this job, and I think it'd be naive for us to think that Bijan Robinson is his only reason for wanting this job.
I agree.
No, that'd be a bit naive.
No.
So when you got to look at the makeup of the team, and this is why when we talking expectations, of course, expectations amongst the fans are subjective, right? But what we don't know is what are Matt Ryan's expectations. We're not going. It would be irresponsible for him to let the public know. I expect us to win 10 games. I expect us to win 9 games. That's some Jared Jones shit. Like only Jared Jones does that. Nobody else does that. So we're not going to know what his expectations are until situations start to occur, right? So
right.
But if we're saying our expectations are 10 games, if we're saying that, and then we asking questions like is Michael Penix versus the quarterback market? Do you bring what was the question? You bring in a quarterback for 1 to 2 years, or you bring in somebody in here to compete for the job? Is that the question?
So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
question is, who is the quarterback going to be, and whether that quarterback you're going to give him a 1-year deal or a 2-year deal, and that's more pertaining to the Minnesota Vikings situation with Sam Darnold.
Okay, I don't know who the quarterback is going to be. What I would like for the Falcons to do is to be smart about the quarterback situation. Michael Penix injury history matters.
Yeah.
Just because it's on the injuries occurred on separate knees, the injuries still occurred. The smart thing for them to do is they have to be smart about acknowledging that and making their decisions based on that. Now, I believe these two things can exist at the same time. You can get a quarterback in here for now to compete now with, to try to win 10 games and be competitive to win the ultimate win, right? And you could also have a guy, and that guy could also be somebody that's not here long term. That could be the case. That could be the situation. Now, as far as the sub question is do they believe in, do you get a short term guy in here because they believe in Michael Penix? Well, when I go do the research, I don't see any comments from Kevin Stefanski before being hired by the Falcons. I don't see any comments on Michael Penix from him anywhere. The same for Ian Cunningham.
Yeah.
So it's safe to say, I believe, in my opinion, it's safe to say that Michael Penix was not in these guys. He wasn't in their crosshairs. When he was on the table a couple off seasons ago. I don't see him. I don't think he was in anybody's crosshairs that's currently on his team, which means we don't know if they believe in him to the extent of we saw that guy a long time ago. That's somebody we was looking at and we wanted. I don't get that. I don't get that from him. From Kevin Stefanski nor Ian Cunningham. Now, like we said, we've heard them express their confidence in his rehab progression, and they like his work ethic. We've seen that. Okay, to me, that's the politically correct stuff, right? They would say those things for anybody on their team that's currently going through a rehab for a major injury. They would say that for even if a guy that was third on the position group list, So what I want fans to kind of do is I like what Michael Penix do. When we was drafting before the draft, even before the draft, during his final season in Washington, I thought he was out of his quarterback class was the most league ready. I thought he was. I said it publicly on lives. I've said it. But if we want our franchise to be a smart franchise, we gotta want them to do the smart things. And the smart thing to do is to not put all your eggs in his basket. That's the smart thing to do. So if you're able to get Mac Jones, if you're able to get a Kyler Murray, guys who we believe could potentially fight for that job and take it, I think it's a smart thing to do. Now, after this season, if a Mac Jones or a Kyler Murray or whoever, if they end up playing a full season in front of Michael Penix, then it depends on their production that's going to determine whether or not Michael Penix will still be here in 2027. In my opinion, you should still keep him. You got him on a rookie deal. You can stretch Michael Penix out for 3 more seasons before you got to give him a long-term contract. You shouldn't have no issue with it because look at Jordan Love in Green Bay. They made him earn it. He earned it. He got paid. And they've been in the conversation since then. So I think we should want our franchise to be smart about this. And if we got faith in Michael, because I know the question has been, or the conversation has been, if he's healthy and he go out there and win the job over whoever they bring in here, then he should start. I mean, that goes without saying. You pretty much just laid out just laid out the whole scenario for him to start. But in my opinion, it won't be a full year when training camp starts. It won't be a full year off of that surgery for that ACL. The body reacts in ways that we can't predict how the body gonna react. Two repaired a knee that's been repaired twice and another one that's been repaired once. We don't know how his body gonna react to this. We don't. So it's smart for the Falcons to be thinking, to be prepared for the worst. So no, I don't think you should get a quarterback in here like a Joe Flacco who probably gonna barely give you a full season or barely give you a season and a half. I don't think so. I think you should get somebody in here who can be a long-term option. That's my opinion on it.
And that was my whole point of
Yeah,
saying you
hey,
give them
Joe-
a
Joe
2
And
year
that's
Flacco.
deal.
why I said earlier we should consider looking at a day 3,
we
day
need
4
to be honest
quarterback.
we need to be honest about Joe Flacco too. Joe Flacco shows up for at most 6 games a season at this point, and then the rest of the time he's absolute garbage.
Right. So bringing in Joe Flacco, you bringing in Joe Flacco until Michael Penix is healthy.
You know,
Basically.
And that's why I said earlier in the show.
Unless you're gonna draft a quarterback next year.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Unless that.
And
But
that's
but
exactly
but see, like when it comes to the Kyler Murray situation, like we always say, change the situation or change the location could probably change a person.
Yeah. Agreed.
Coming to Atlanta, we're not babying Kyler Murray the way the Arizona Cardinals is. You wasn't the number 1 overall draft pick here. We're not catering to your needs. We don't need you to come in here and do all those things you did in Arizona. We need you to come in here to provide competition and to play complementary football. Just look at Sam Darnold the last 2 years when he wasn't relied upon to be the quarterback. Look what happened. He done had 2 successful seasons with 2 different teams. If we can get any quarterback to come in here and just like Blackberry said, what if it worked? I'm not the type to just allow him to come in here for 1 season. We go to the playoffs, do better than what we did the last 8 to 10, and let him walk off into the sunset.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that the same go for Michael Penix. If you bring in a Mac Jones or a Kyler Murray, Michael Penix, he's able to participate in training camp. He's in the preseason. Even if he don't play in the preseason, if he participate in training camp and he start week 1 and we go on and make the playoffs with him and he looks good, then yeah, I mean Kyler Murray,
move forward from there.
we can move on. We can move on from you, Kyler, and we can draft
I'll tell you what,
a quarterback later.
And with that 2-year option, you can choose where Kyler go. You got control of where Kyler go. You ain't just letting him do what he want to do like Sam Darnold. You go to a team in the same conference and you go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I'm gonna spin this thing for you guys. All right. I'm gonna spin this thing, and I'm gonna tell you why I chose the quarterbacks. And I was going to wait until I do mine, but I'm gonna share it with you guys right now. We're in NFC South, right? And Blackberry, if I may, I'm gonna share a couple of images with you, and and you get to share it with the panel here and the people in the chat, and you guys let me know what you think. You know, if I'm off base, let me know. But these 2 images right here is the reason why. Actually, it's 3. Let's see. And we're in the NFC, right? And these are the games that really matter to. I mean, the games against the AFC does matter, but when it comes to winning the division, winning the conference, these are the games that like really, really stand out, right? And what I did, I broke down how each one of these quarterbacks that we're considering play against these teams in the NFC.
Is it supposed to be on? Is it supposed to be something up here? Oh,
all right.
Oh,
now
that it?
Take that one. Go back to the first one. I'm gonna save that one for last.
Oh,
the one with Kyler Murray. Yeah. Okay. See, and we take a look at this, right? His record is not bad. It's not bad at all. But his overall record, when you look at the overall record, he played pretty decent against the NFC. Now, what I consider going with why I consider going against him was his days, his year before the injury, the year of the injury, and the year after, right? And Arizona felt so compelled that this was going to come back and hunt them that they found out why he wasn't fully prepared when up until his injury, through his injury, and then the year after. If I can find this thing,
he was on Call of Duty.
Yeah, and
I almost forgot that. See,
yeah,
that's the other thing you got to keep in mind too.
Mm-hmm. See,
this guy has a track record. Once again, track record of not locking in.
Yeah. Yeah, and see that's the thing about and
Too
then when
busy
he
on
gets
the damn controller,
he's
not busy enough studying the playbook or studying film.
Yeah, and he should have been. And it's not like he has not had weapons, right? Like right now, we have some good weapons. Well, we had some good weapons. By the time we get through with bringing in a number 2, number 3, Bijan Robinson, Drake, and then hopefully Tyler Algier, he's going to have some weapons, right? And you look at what Kyler Murray has had going over the years, and guys, he's actually had some better weapons than what we've had here, to be honest with you, or comparable. He's had DeAndre Hopkins, he's had Larry Fitzgerald, and he had them two at the same time. Marvin Harrison, he had Hollywood Brown, who came in on the tail end of that dual threat of Larry Fitzgerald and DeAndre Hopkins, but he was there. Christian Kirk, who was there. AJ Green, who was there. So he had 3 wide receivers there at the same time that he couldn't win games with. Trey McBride. He had the running back. The running back James Conner. He had Zach Ertz.
He had David Johnson.
Yep, and Chase Edmonds and Kenyon Drake. So all of these guys was on a team at some point together on this same team for Kyler Murray. But for some reason, he could not get it done. He could not get it done. And I'm like, it's too many negatives for me to ride with him, right? Because if a team like Arizona, and Arizona is not the best team in the AFC, I'm not going to say that. But Arizona has desperate needs. And one of those was quarterback, right? And they bought into this guy so much that they gave this guy $230 million. They gave him $230 million, so they bought into him. So all he had to do was go out on that field and perform. They put their trust into him, and he let them down for the last 3 years of his time there. Like I said, the year before his injury, the year of the injury, and the year after last season.
I'm looking at these records on my screen. Give me 242,000, and I could perform better than this shit.
Yeah, I mean. And truth be told, guys, like I said, these games matter when it comes to the division and the conference. And we need these games to get into the conference, right? He has not played very well. It's not, like I said, he played decent against the South. He played decent against the East. But the teams like the Packers, the teams who are constantly in the playoffs, the Packers, the Rams, the Seahawks, he does not play well against them.
Look,
so I mean, am I going to put my trust in him to continue what we are looking at here?
Good
I mean,
point.
I get it. We're gonna have a different offense here. I get that. But I'm not putting the faith. I like the offense. I love the offense. But I don't trust this man.
A different offense and defense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But my thing is the personnel. You can have the best offense. Ask Sean McVay about it. How many times he had to revise his offense? I mean, revise his personnel to fit his offense. I just don't trust Kyler Murray to come in and be that guy for us. I mean, I like what Kyler Murray does with his legs. I mean, the city of Atlanta loves a mobile quarterback, but the stats don't lie. You got 3 divisions he does not play well against in the NFC.
Well, these
And
are
these
records.
games-
These are record stats. These aren't his individual stats.
Yeah, that's true indeed. But these are ones
this is team. This is as a team. They weren't good against these divisions.
I get that. But when you look at the caliber of player that he is, and you look at the weapons that he's had, and it's not like he had like one receiver at a time. These guys are on the same team at the same time at some point. So this is actually
he didn't have these weapons. He didn't have nobody Drake London's caliber.
You saying Larry Fitzgerald is not Drake London's caliber?
He had Larry Fitzgerald when Larry Fitzgerald was on his way out the league.
DeAndre Hopkins
was broken. He was broken by the end. He was
broken.
Marvin Harrison Jr. He ain't lived up to expectations.
What?
Marvin Harrison Jr. out of college.
Marvin Harrison,
yeah. I agree with Godbread on that one, man. They even got bruh on the trade block right now.
Yeah, but he's been balling. He's been like their only weapon there.
Right, and he ain't been
he wasn't no weapon versus us.
Michael
right there.
What about AJ Green?
I want you guys. I didn't pull up the video, but I want you guys to go look at the highlights of him and Marvin Harrison, and watch the ball placements. Watch the ball placements and watch how many times he missed Marvin Harrison. Wide open. Hollywood Brown, another Bible receiver.
Brown is a journeyman receiver,
but he's a good receiver. He's a very good number 2, number 3.
He ain't a number 2.
Okay, I give you number 3, but he had weapons. He had weapons. Trey McBride.
Trey McBride was his best weapon.
AJ Green.
AJ Green was on his way out the league.
I mean, come on. Look, he played 3 seasons with him. He played 3 seasons with the man.
And what was his availability during them 3 seasons?
Say it one more time.
What was AJ Green's availability during those 3 seasons?
He made the Pro Bowl with him.
AJ Green made the Pro Bowl with Kyler Murray?
7-time Pro Bowler.
Was one of those times with Kyler Murray?
2021. 2021.
Well, that's a testament to Kyler then, ain't it? He got to throw the ball.
No. These receivers made Kyler look good. Go back and watch the catches. Remember how Julio made Matt Ryan look like Matt Ryan was the end-all, be-all quarterback? Julio had to make some acrobatic catches to catch some of Matt Ryan's balls.
And it's the same thing with that bum that was in Cleveland too. What's his name? That's in Tampa right now.
Oh, Baker.
His receivers made him look better than he is.
Yeah,
but just like Baker though, I've seen Kyler have to extend plays and make nearly spectacular throws as well.
But that wasn't no testament to the receivers, though. That was on the offensive line. They don't have offensive line. Let's get that.
No, but I'm saying that's a testament to Kyler Murray, his ability to extend plays and be able to deliver a ball.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. But I did say that we do love what he can do with his legs. We do. There's no doubt about that. I'm not questioning his talent. It's him as a whole. When I say I'm not trusting him, I'm not trusting him to do what it takes to get Atlanta in a spot where, even as a bridge, I'm not trusting him to come in and even get us 9 wins, 8 wins. I'm not trusting him to do it because his last 3 years in Arizona told me, and he showed Arizona, you weren't worth that $230 million.
Well, give me the seasons he had with AJ Green. And
I pulled it up.
we could dig a little further. We got the seasons with AJ Green and the season he had with DeAndre Hopkins. And we can look at what the offense was ranked at the end of those seasons.
Yeah. And also, and while we do that, take a look at the next one with who's the other one? Flacco? Joe Flacco record against the NFC. If I'm going with anybody, this the guy who I'm going with. Even if it's just for one season. But it's not too much better than Murray. But at the same time, he had a great season against the NFC South. He had a great career. Decent year against the East. But when it came against the West and the North, against playoff caliber teams, he disappears.
Okay,
Same thing with Kyler Murray.
This, if you look at this, like you say, it's slightly better, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not enough for me to deter my preference over Flacco for Kyler, because I'm gonna get a younger quarterback, and I'm gonna get somebody that's possibly, just the youth. The youth for me is what make the difference with this comparison. And like I said, you got to look at the teams too.
Yeah,
we talk about the Cardinals versus most of what he did with this was with Baltimore.
Right.
So you got to look at that too. He had stellar special teams, stellar defenses, stellar running game when he was there. Kyler Murray, for the majority of his time there, had to put a lot more on his shoulders than Flacco did. So you got to look at that too. And for me, this ain't that much of a difference for me to deter my preference.
Right. But the thing it does deter me from is the actual choice that I made. If I had to choose between Flacco, Kerr, I can't want to call this guy Kerr, Murray, or Malik Willis or somebody, I chose to go another route. Somebody who actually succeeded in the NFC, whether it was team related or not. I mean, I chose to go with somebody who can beat the NFC. I mean, we got 5 games against the AFC team, 6 games against the AFC. So if we go in and win a couple of games in the AFC and run through the NFC, we in the playoffs. Easy.
Y'all know what division we're facing this year in the AFC, right?
Yeah.
The AFC North.
Okay. 2020. Oh, go ahead.
We're saying we're facing the AFC North. So take with that as you will.
I mean, it's gonna be tough, but I mean, to have a quarterback that plays well against both divisions is going to be nice, right? But when it comes down to it, you can lose a couple of games in the AFC and still make a pretty good standing in the playoffs. We can go in and win a few games in the AFC and look just as good if we find somebody that can win through the NFC with the games that count against division and conference records.
Yeah.
Savannah Swag, the ALC don't look nothing like how it did when Joe Flacco was at the top of his game in it. Got new coaches, got totally different regimes. The quarterbacks unchanged. It's a lot done changed. It's not a solid argument, but it's an argument you can make. But and I'm just looking at it this way. We can do this, like I said, we can coexist both approaches. You can get somebody in here that you think you can win now with and still be developing Michael Penix for the future. if you go to Joe Flacco route, you're telling me that you're putting all your eggs in the Michael Penix Jr. basket. And in my opinion, I don't think it's smart. And it's only because of the 3 repair needs at 25 years old. That's the only thing it is for me. And I get it. Modern medicine. I get it. People coming back sooner than they used to in the past. That don't mean it's a good idea. That don't mean it's smart. The smart thing to do is to be prepared for the worst. And preparing for the worst is having 2 quarterbacks at whether you want to call it 1A and 1B, but it's the smart idea is to have 2 quarterbacks at 1 and 2 that either one of them could be your long-term option. Joe Flacco ain't that. And I don't think Kevin Stefanski came in here for instant gratification, so to speak, as far as I don't think he came in here to change so much of the team the way it don't look nothing like how it did the past couple seasons. This defense as constructed is gonna be a damn good defense. This offense as constructed is gonna be a damn good offense. Now, as of tomorrow noon, we gonna start seeing some things shake. And if it's shaking like an 8 ball, we in trouble, in my opinion. But if you're just shaking it like a snow globe, you just want to see some pretty stuff happen, I'm cool with that. Because that let me know that you're not trying to change a whole lot. And you're not leaving a lot up to chance. You going off of what you see the potential that this team currently has constructed, and you're not trying to change too much. You had a middle of the pack defense and a middle of the pack offense last year. Considering all that we went through. Think about that. Considering all we went through, you still had a middle of the pack team.
So Blackberry, what you're essentially saying is tomorrow either one or 2 things is going to happen. The Falcons are either going to boss that thing up or they're going to tear the thing down.
Not tear it down,
but start making some renovations on it.
Tomorrow or coming into free agency, it's gonna show you: are they here to have a winning team?
Well, we're gonna find out.
Or are they here to build the team around Michael Penix Jr.?
The boy out of Chicago, I think he could. I think he's somebody that got a lot to prove and could come in here and challenge.
Yeah.
Now
he was actually one of the guys that I like. I actually like him.
Now, as far as what you just said, Georgia, Texas boy, it's not smart to come in here and just want to do that. It's not smart. Three repaired knees is not normal. It's not. And you got to approach it that way. If you don't, and something bad happens, this fan base is gonna condemn Matt Ryan and Kevin Stefanski.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna condemn him.
Yeah.
So you gotta be smart about this.
That's why I say you gotta bring in the serious competition. And the competition you gotta bring them in here for at least 2 years. Because that keeps you safe, just in case it works, and it'll keep you safe just in case you gotta move on from Michael Penix Jr. Now you still got room to get a quarterback in the draft.
I agree 100%.
Yeah. One thing for sure though, tomorrow we will see whether or not Atlanta has a plan going into the future.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see.
All depends on how they act tomorrow. Will show you, hey, Atlanta, okay, they got a vision. They executing this thing. But if they go in half stepping like we've been doing in the past, waiting to see if we can find stuff at the bottom of the barrel to make it work, playing that patch game to see if it works, then we already know we're back to square one. But
if you gonna scrape the bottom of the barrel, then you might as well go and draft the damn quarterback.
Not in this draft.
Man, me personally, I said it earlier. I'm gonna say it again. I would draft a quarterback in the 4th or the 5th round. It don't matter because you're only gonna be here either A until Penix get healthy, and if you suck, we're gonna be picking at the top of the fucking next year's draft anyways.
Yeah.
If you're good, we're gonna be picking in the middle of the pack of next year's draft anyways. So it still gives us room to go get that future quarterback. I don't want no yams that's been passed around by 9 niggas in the NFL.
I get your logic.
I don't want those
Right.
yams.
I get your
I don't
logic.
want those
Well,
yams.
hey,
Wait a minute.
want some fresh
Back it
yams.
up. I get your logic on that. I do. But this the only thing you missing out of your synopsis. This the only thing you missing. What if there's a better option there for a position need, and you waste that 4th round pick on a quarterback?
What
Yeah.
is a bigger
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
position need than
No, wait a
quarterback?
minute.
Blackbeard?
I'm going to tell you right now.
What's a bigger need
Wait
than
a
the
minute.
quarterback?
And for us,
Than a quarterback for any
no,
team.
but see, look at what you just said though. You're not drafting for a need. You drafting for
we need a quarterback.
no. You're saying. Listen to what you said. You said draft a quarterback in the 4th or 5th round.
Yeah.
Even knowing that this. Wait a minute. Even knowing that this a weak quarterback draft class. So you're going into that draft knowing that guy probably gonna be ass. So, but you gonna draft him anyway and hope that he change your mind through the process of a failing season.
Listen what I'm saying, bro.
But if you
Purdy
waste
and
that
Brady
pick,
went in the 7th round. Purdy and Brady went in the 7th round.
But you're not getting it though. You still ain't getting it. That was the 6th round. You talking about a 4th round pick here. We look at what we've done in the 4th round before, in the 5th round before. We got Tyler Algiers. We got Billy Bowman Jr.'s.
We got Grady Jarrett.
Orwells, all them guys.
Grady Jarrett. I mean,
Yep.
if you do that, if you do what you saying, and it don't work, you're asking for condemnation. You asking for damnation to happen from this fan base to Kevin Stefanski and Ian Cunningham. That's what they asking for. You can't do that. What you suggest, because that's dangerous.
If we go out this motherfucker this year with Joe Flacco, who somebody said earlier is only good for 6 games, nigga, that's 6-11. That's a 6-11 record.
Yeah.
Who is you gonna have? Penix ain't gonna be ready at all this year.
We don't know that. That's the whole point of bringing in a quarterback with competition.
That's why I said you might as well, instead of going and getting one of these old passed around bops that every nigga on the west side done hit, you might as well go and get something from somewhere else. She might not be the prettiest, but she'll get the job done. You're gonna be picking. Look, just look at it like this. You're gonna be picking high as hell in the 1st round, regardless.
We all know that.
Man, you're gonna be, if you come out here and you start Flacco for 17 games and he only wins 6 of them, you're gonna be picking high as hell in the 1st round, anyways.
He was probably about 8.
So instead of
let me ask you this, Soldier.
Year's 1st round pick, because we don't have one.
Let me ask you this, Soldier. Now,
Go ahead.
I'm not on board with. I don't want to go get a Joe Flacco. I already explained that, right? But if we did go get Joe Flacco, let me ask you this question: do you think he would fare better than Kirk Cousins?
Man, I ain't played organized football in damn near 20 years, nigga. And I can go and do better than Kirk Cousins right now.
Okay,
I smoke a pack of cigarettes a day.
So Kirk Cousins, as a starting quarterback for the Falcons, is above 500.
So again, like I was saying earlier, y'all making cases for mediocrity. So 8 wins, 9
So
wins.
above, hold on though.
We
What he
talking about
just
the
said,
same
Kirk
bullshit
Cousins
shit.
was above 500. You saying above 500 is mediocrity?
Kirk Cousins in his career is an quote
He is
unquote,
not a-
because I ain't fact checked it. It
Oh, no.
is, according to
He's far
you,
from mediocre.
above 500 quarterback. Kirk Cousins is a fucking bum right now
No.
with his above quarterback.
But the
above
question
500
was, do
quarterback
you
ass.
think
He's
Joe
trash
Flacco would
right
fare
now.
better than him? The question was, do you think Joe Flacco would fare better than him? You said you would fare better than Kirk Cousins.
Somebody else in here earlier said that Flacco is good for 6 wins.
Yeah,
Nigga,
somebody did say
out,
that.
out of 17 games, that's a
Yeah.
6-11 record.
Somebody did say that.
Somebody said that.
That's a
I think it was
6-11 record.
Chandler. I think that was Chandler.
Yeah,
said.
I was the one who said it. Because if you look at, if you look at it the past couple years,
Facts.
I mean, can you really deny it?
And that was my argument about bringing in Joe Flacco, because what did Joe Flacco do in Cincinnati or in Cleveland after 2023 that say, yeah, Joe Flacco was what we need? I understand if they saying, you know what, we gonna bring in Joe Flacco, and we just bringing in Joe Flacco because we know we finna get a high draft pick to blow it up. You ain't worried about winning.
I asked GATXBOI if he would fare better than Kirk Cousins, who is an above 500 starter for us. And he said he would fare better than Kirk Cousins.
Now,
So that means
like,
he think Joe Flacco would fare better than Kirk Cousins also.
No, you didn't listen. Goddamn, can I finish cooking my meal now? Did everybody get theirs off?
It's about burnt. Go ahead.
I would just like to finish making one point.
I'm about to get a well-done steak.
Somebody earlier I heard on here say that Flacco is a 6-11 quarterback. Now, is 6-11 500? Yes or no? We keep it short, sweet, and concise. 6-11 is way below 500. So how did you deduce that I said Flacco would be better than Kirk Cousins? I don't know how the hell you came to that conclusion. Just using the math that was presented to me and then I represented it to y'all, we can agree. Flacco wouldn't be better than Kirk Cousins. So now, to the point that I was trying to make, 6-11, you're going to be picking high as hell in 2027 draft. You're going to be picking high as hell. So instead of bringing in Joe Flacco and pretty much saying, yo, man, we giving up on this season before it starts, I said, take that 4th round or that 5th round pick and go and draft you a quarterback. It doesn't matter if the motherfucker is come out and be Joe Montana or if the motherfucker come out and be Kirk Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So why waste the draft pick on a quarterback just to draft another quarterback? That's going to make us look like the Arizona Cardinals. You drafted a quarterback in the top 15 just to backdoor to draft another quarterback number 1 overall.
As long as he's serviceable, you can use him like a 1-year rental.
Will be crucified and scrutinized.
You can use him like a 1-year rental. And if he ends up being that guy, you can sign him long term right then and there. If he ends up being the bum and you only win fucking 6 games with him, you pretty much got your Joe Flacco anyways. And then in 27, you have a high-ass 1st round pick, and then you go get your guy.
And then we're going to be looking at other players at other positions that was picked in his round after we picked that guy, and they going to be standout guys in a rookie season, and we gonna be looking like, well, why you Cunningham draft a quarterback in that draft class? We knew they wouldn't shit. Why you do that?
Come on.
We could have had this linebacker. We could have had this right tackle. We could have had this. Look, come on, man.
Everything is 50-50 in everything is clearer in hindsight. You try and live in the past.
But what you have to do is you have to make the best educational guess pick that you can make. You have to make the best educational pick that you can
So
make.
let's go get Joe Flacco, but I don't want to hear nobody on this
But listen,
time when
they're
we go
going.
6-11.
If this team goes after Joe Flacco, they're only going after Joe Flacco until Michael Penix Jr. is
As a
healthy.
bridge guy, that is it.
They're not sitting here to say Joe
So-
Flacco is the answer. They're bringing in Joe Flacco for Michael Penix Jr. If you
So
go
why-
get any other quarterback, listen, if they go get a Kyler Murray or if they go get a Jimmy G, that is sending a sign.
That
I
they
want
want him
pure
to earn it.
competition. I want you to make the best man win.
But you can do the same thing if you go and get a 5th-round quarterback. It's literally the same thing. You're
What's that,
saying
Cowboy?
the same thing.
I'm going to suggest another thought. I mean, I see we dialed into a debate with Kyler Murray and Flacco. I'm going to throw somebody else in the mix. Yes, sir.
Jimmy G.
Hell no.
He got the best. What you mean? He got the best resume out of everybody.
Listen, that's
Man,
another
you
one. You
cannot
give
bring
him a
fucking-
you give him a 2-year deal with the second year being a team option, and that keep us competitive to win the division.
And
Yes.
he's 34. He's actually the perfect scenario for what I was saying. We could probably win now with him and still transition to Michael Penix in the future.
There we
Facts.
go.
Years down the
Man,
road.
you ain't
He's
winning.
the perfect option for that.
Perfect.
Man,
He already
Jimmy G
listen, he already
is
knows
worse
the
than
system.
Flacco.
Yeah, he already knows the system already. He's proven that he's still good because he did it last season with the Rams.
Huh? Who you talking about when you say he was still good? Who you talking about when you say he's proven that he's still good?
Who? Oh, Garoppolo.
Oh boy,
When the fuck was Jimmy Garoppolo ever good?
Say what now?
When the fuck was Jimmy Garoppolo ever good?
Do you not see what's on the screen?
All
Bro.
his starts.
Do you
All
not?
his starts.
If your head coach, your offensive coordinator in the Super Bowl game with 2 weeks to prepare, drew up a fucking game plan for you to throw the ball 8 fucking times,
Mm-hmm.
that says clearly you're not fucking good.
That's the whole point of the conversation, B-Dub. He's a system quarterback to come in here to operate the system, but he ain't the future. He's still coming in here to make us come competitive to win, but this is still opening the door for possibly Michael Penix Jr. or drafting a quarterback somewhere down the line. He's not saying you bringing in Jimmy G to just be the be-all, end-all.
I ain't saying he's the franchise guy. I'm just saying when it comes down to the options that we have available and at the odds, if I'm betting, I'm going Jimmy G.
Man, I'm telling you right now, we can win now with Jimmy G.
Yeah,
my opinion.
Well, hey, one thing about it, we gonna find out it. We gonna find out if they got a plan or not tomorrow, and if they do got a well, they better have a plan. We're gonna find out what that plan.
Well, not necessarily.
Man,
So
sorry,
we're gonna start to find out
And this work
tomorrow.
out both
Man.
ways.
Hey,
With
we
the
need
Jimmy
to
G
piss this
signing.
Blackbeard for drugs because he owns something.
What the hell?
I don't know
You
why.
need to piss to him, man. That nigga
And
hot
with the
as
Jimmy
hell.
G signing,
Listen.
and like, cause think about it, even with the Jimmy G signing and Michael Penix is healthy, you still can go in with a quarterback competition, make the best man win.
Exactly. We can still grab because he's gonna come cheap.
Yep.
He's gonna come cheap.
And you can win. You can
And
compete
this
right
is,
now with
and,
him.
and,
you
and-
want-
and
if you
this is
bring
literally
Jimmy
where we
Garoppolo-
wanted with the Kirk Cousins situation. You want to bring in a quarterback when it's time to transition to Penix.
Yeah.
He can be a backup option, and if needed be, he can
Bingo.
be a starter.
And look, guys,
If
Listen.
you bring Jimmy Garoppolo in here, that sends a message to the NFL that you've given up on this season. Is that the message that you want to put out there?
no.
I don't see that with Jimmy G.
Hey,
With Joe Flacco,
listen.
yeah, I don't see that with Jimmy G.
Everybody knows that Jimmy G is not gonna get a starting job anywhere. Everybody knows that if he leaves the Rams, it's gonna be strictly as a bridge quarterback.
Then
So
you
he's-
might as well bring
making
back Marcus Mariota.
Listen, he's making $3 million right
It's the
now.
same player.
He's
No,
34 years old.
Are you serious?
I'm dead ass serious.
You gonna put Jimmy in the same boat with Ritter?
No, I didn't say Ritter. I said Marcus Mariota.
Look at the record. Do I need to pull up Marcus Mariota's stats?
Bro, anytime you got Debo Samuel, come on, man.
Right, and that's his point it's trying to make. We got Drake, Bijan, and Kyle Pitts.
Man, Kyle Pitts ain't no factor, man. We went over this.
That's his point he's trying to make. Jimmy G is a system quarterback. You putting Jimmy G in the right system, he's shown that it can work.
He didn't succeed in fucking San Francisco.
Okay, so let's do this.
Best offensive minds in
football. Wait a minute. Let's do this. Let me do this for you then, about whatever. His quarterback rating for the years that he started while with the 49ers. 2016, a 113.3. 2017, 96.2. 2018, 90. 2018, 90. 2019, 102. 2020, 92.4. 2021, 98.7. 2022, 103. And then he was with the Raiders and he was like, he got hurt or something like that, had a 77.7. And then he played like 2 games in 2024, had a 97 rating.
Hey,
I can still be competitive, and if you need me to, I understand what being a backup quarterback is.
That part.
Ain't no sorry about that, bro.
I pay him all day to be a backup here.
I'm a system quarterback. You put me in the right system, I succeed. And with us going to what? A run first offense.
Bro,
not using my opinions. This is facts.
Kyle Shanahan system, bro, and didn't do shit.
That's the whole conversation. Take your opinions out of it. That's what we saying about Jimmy G. When the system is correct, he succeeds.
Okay, so he had a picture perfect system in San Francisco, and they drew up a Super Bowl.
He never had below a 90 rating.
Allow me to finish. He had a perfect system in San Francisco, and the head coach, with 2 weeks of preparation, drew up a game plan for this nigga to throw the ball 8 fucking times.
Because they are running football team.
Thank you.
Just like we are running football team.
They came over
so what was Sam Darnold excuse in the Super Bowl? So what was Sam Darnold excuse in the Super Bowl?
Hold on.
Right.
I see what Soldier doing. I see what he did. Now, here's the thing about him being on the Shanahan over in San Francisco. Those first couple of years, 3 years that Shanahan went to San Francisco, he did the exact same thing he did to San Francisco, what he did to us in the Super Bowl. He could not get out of his own way. Where he needed to do was have this man throwing the ball, orchestrating and playing quarterback. But no, he tried to outsmart the teams that he was facing, and it backfired. He did the same thing he did in San Francisco. He doing it now. That's why he can't get back to where he was.
He still do it.
His dad did the same exact thing, dude. His dad did the exact same thing. They cannot get out of their own way. Instead of just playing football or managing the game, they trying to outsmart the opponent. Just play football. Call your plays.
And I feel like that's what bringing in Kevin Stefanski. You don't want nobody who brand new to the job. You want somebody who been in these type of situations before. When Kevin Stefanski got to Cleveland, he entered this same situation. The quarterback is a what if. We don't know what we got in Baker Mayfield. But what happened? They stuck it out with Baker Mayfield and they went to the playoffs. So he understands being in this type of situation. Mm-hmm. The whole thing is, what type of perception are you going to give your fan base? Are we still going to put ourselves in the competitive mind state to win games? Or are we just going to give ourselves another reason to hit to give us another losing season to say, we'll wait till next year. This is season 1. But are we going to stop trying to be mediocre or actually build a process?
But if also under Kevin Stefanski, Baker Mayfield, the wheels fell off. It was under Kevin Stefanski when the wheels fell off on Baker too, though. You got
but
that.
also,
He got some skin in the game with that.
Yeah.
Hey, I tell you what, if this is mediocre from Jimmy Garoppolo against the NFC, I'm picking this.
Bring it up. Come on now. 2 years, second year team option.
I'm taking this. This is winning the division.
Come on, bro.
I'm telling any quarterback we bring in here and you want and you want to be a competitive team, you sign that quarterback to a 2-year deal.
Smarter coaching choices in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl. Jimmy Garoppolo is a Super Bowl champion right now.
Yeah, exactly.
2-time.
Just smarter coaching.
That's it. And look,
but yeah,
I'm like this. If Sean McVay didn't waste no time going to grab this dude when he came available, and kept him there. He didn't shop him. He don't want to lose him now, but he may not have an option because we're going to definitely pay him more than $3 million. He paying.
He'll free agent, ain't he? Yeah. And see, I think they like Stetson in LA anyway, back to take over for Matt when he done.
Yep. And if they don't like Stetson, I think they might be looking at Carson Beck or Ty Simpson in this draft.
Look, I'll take Stetson Bennett over every quarterback who y'all mentioned. And like Savannah Swag just said, nigga, I wouldn't sign Jimmy G to the practice squad. Is y'all niggas for real? Like, do y'all want to win?
That's just y'all feelings, man. That's just y'all.
That ain't got shit to do with feelings, my nigga. That's looking at.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and start wrapping it up. Let's go around the board to let everybody, Blackberry. Go ahead and let them know what to find you out there, dog.
The home team with Blackberry. That's Blackberry. No C, just a K on YouTube. Go check that out.
Yes, indeed. Check out my boy, B-Dub, Soldier. Let them know where to find you.
Oh, man, you can find me anywhere where it's hood at, man. Atlanta. Like, I'm dope in real life, man. I ain't into the social media shit, man. Unless I'm on here kicking it with the guys, man. I'm him in real life, so I don't do the socials. But shit, if you, Blackberry, or a couple folks over at AFN got something going on and I'm around, I'm popping in there in the guy Cowboy up there. I gotta go check him out and sub. But I'm always
Yes, sir.
Hey, drop
Cowboy.
your page in the joint, Cowboy.
Let them know where to find you at, Cowboy.
And y'all know where to find me at, man. I'm on everybody's platform, giving my knowledge, man, trying to spread it anyway. But yeah, y'all can find me on YouTube, man. I got my own little channel too, doing my thing. I'm trying to get to 1,000 likes. I mean, not 1,000 likes, 1,000 subscribers. I'm almost there. But man, 330. I'm gonna say the 330. I'm really looking at his comment right there. But Blackbeard, Soldier, Gat, man, this been epic, man. It's been real, man. I like this, man. That's what I like. Being able to
yes, sir.
I mean, get some knowledge out there about our team, get some feedback, you know what I mean? That way I can go back
sir.
You rethink.
See over here, like I'm a real big person. I like doing research, so it don't hurt to do some research and put stuff together. That's why I always do a show on the weekend. They give me ample time to read and go through what I need to go through and put my stuff I need to put together and just bring it out here to the people, because I get most of my Falcons information from YouTube. Like, I don't do social media like that as well, but besides of YouTube, the Falcons fan page, and Bleacher Report, that's where I get most of my Falcons news or my Falcons information from the people. So I just decided to bring it to the people as well, man. And
there you go.
I just want to thank everybody for coming on the show. Blackberry, Atlanta Falcons Fandemic, my boy Chandler with Dirty Bird Fly Through, B-Dub, Silk Legacy, Savannah Swag, 330, everybody in the chat. Just thank y'all for coming out, man. And just remember, the new era is here. And free agents just start in less than 24 hours. And y'all all have a good one, and God bless.
Peace.
Peace.